Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory for the most part. NASDAQ, once again, 3 days in a row, NASDAQ lagging to the downside. We had big name tech shares leading the sell-off late in the afternoon yesterday. Three major U.S. indexes closing lower on the day. The Dow down yesterday for the first time in 8 days, so snapping a nice little winning streak for the Dow. We got key inflation data out this morning from the U.S. Labor Department. 0.6% increase in consumer prices in June versus a 0.3% increase that was expected. Individually this morning, shares of Moderna back on the move to the upside, up more than 10%. The Trump administration announced they'll purchase more than 100 million doses of the company's experimental COVID-19 vaccine, even though it's still in late-stage human trials. We're also watching Tesla, of course. They announced a 5-for-1 stock split after market yesterday. That stock up big time this morning. NIO looking to extend recent gains, although we had the sell-off yesterday. We're back to the upside. We'll look at a lot of the electric vehicle makers this morning as well. Lots to get to. It is Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. As a look at Asian markets from the overnight session, you can see Hong Kong and Shanghai leading the way to the upside. The Nifty in India, the only one in negative territory. We'll go over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up so far. Nicely positive top to bottom here. Sweden, the only one kind of lagging the rest of the group. Let's shift over to North America and see how North American stock futures are looking. You can see the Dow back to the upside again today, 1% leading the way. Once again, the NASDAQ, it is positive, but lagging the rest here a little bit. TSX futures here in Toronto pointing to about a 1% advance coming up at the open. Brazil's open trading flat. We have Bitcoin higher once again today. Nice pop for crude there ahead of the weekly inventory numbers coming up at 10:30 this morning. And gold also in positive territory, guys. So if you had one share of Tesla yesterday, at the end of the month, you're now going to have 5.
Bang.
Yep.
Nice. Good. I have more than one, so I'll have more than
Good.
5. Yeah, no, good news for Tesla shareholders there. We saw what it sort of did to Apple. I mean, Apple's fizzing out right now, but big. I mean, one of the two of the biggest companies right here splitting, reversing out. So I think it's a good move for both stocks. And generally what a reverse split will do is just give a little more interest to the stock. There's a lot of, we talked about this last week, but there's a lot of partial shares you can get filled in. You don't have to buy now with most brokerages one share. You could buy a quarter of a share or whatever. So it doesn't make that much difference, but I think it helps the stock price a little bit in the meantime, because a lot of traders don't want to buy a $2,000 stock, and it's a mental block. So I think Tesla going and splitting is a big one, and you can see today, if we just call it up TSLA here. We'll go over some levels in a minute, but this is just a quick little review here. Up 6%, $87, reaching new highs in the day here. 1475 is that high that we're going to be looking at. And here's the daily chart. Like we said, it was a little heated off of 1800 and then dropping down here yesterday, touching down 1365, now getting going again. And here's that 1550 level. So I'll be looking at 1550, but good news for Tesla, Neil.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it matters. It doesn't matter as much as it used to, but it's definitely a psychological, if not an important event there. And a lot of names going to be put in trading today. And you mentioned Moderna. I just want to go over the pullback is in play sort of already on this name. We've seen this time and time again with all these vaccine names. You get positive news, they get a deal for distribution, which could lead to more. It's already sold off $3 here in the pre-market. We'll be looking at some levels a little bit later on, but it's rinse and repeat action here. Biden made a VP pick, so I guess we're going to see a lot more election talk, and we'll have to start thinking about how that's going to affect the market, certainly on a day-to-day basis, Brennan.
Yeah, we are obviously back to the upside today. 33.9750 all-time highs for the S&P. I think we got to 33.79 yesterday, so tried, but didn't quite get there before we actually had the sell-off late in the afternoon, of course. Lots to get to this morning as far as what is coming up later in the show, guys. We'll have a look first at our educational video, another one coming your way. Trading pivot points, yeah. one of the older, time-tested ways to look at the market. We'll talk about pivot points, how you can use them, incorporate them in your trading. Valeria will have that link for you coming up a little bit later in the show, around 11:45. Also, it is Wednesday. That means, time for another live recording of educational videos, 1 p.m. this afternoon. Make sure you're right back here, the same exact channel. We'll talk about all of those topics. Yeah, great topics to get through this afternoon. Make sure you join us coming up at 1 o'clock. Let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. Happy trading day. Guys, sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. Also, please support and smash the like button. Let's get it started and back to Brandon.
Definitely a lot to talk about this morning. We'll start off with Moderna here this morning. News aftermarket yesterday, the Trump administration announcing they will purchase 100 million doses of the company's experimental vaccine for COVID-19. Obviously still in late stage trial here, but mRNA getting a nice bump to the upside again today on this news. More than $1 billion in value here for Moderna. They also said they will purchase more down the line if the vaccine is successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Like sort of true to form here. Let's go to the daily chart first. I mean, it's worth noting here. It had already been coming back in Moderna and bouncing off of what would have been supported at the 50 period, but also at this like 65 to 66 area. I don't think there was any kind of a retest of that price today, but just keep that one filed away in the back of your mind here. Like I said, we've sort of already come in, so as much as off the open, I usually look for this trade. It's not a trade I like in the pre-market. It would have been around that 76. What I will then do now is sort of pivot to that concept of if we try to make a run at 9:30, maybe some the market opens up and people want to buy the news at the open. We'll look to see if we can't fade into the 76 range with the top being at 77 even. You give it maybe $1 or so, or make a little bit more than that if you want to go to the pre-market high, and then you can short it on a little bit of a fade, sort of anticipating the pop and see if we can catch the second move, because it's already given you the $3.50 now to the downside in the last half an hour to an hour or so.
The thing about Moderna is that I don't understand is that they develop a vaccine and now they get this big order. I mean, excuse me, 100 million doses. I mean, that's almost enough. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be vaccinating everybody in the U.S. anyways. Probably people won't even want to take it. So 100 million seems like a lot. There's a $73 level right here. I don't understand why they get that order. It's only up 7%. Like when they were developing the vaccine and, they were getting all this, we did phase 2, phase 3. We bumped up to $99, like $97. So they already got that order for 100 million doses. So I'm just wondering, why isn't this up even more than where it's at now? I guess the U.S. is probably going to buy 100 million doses, I guess, of every single. They talked about Pfizer last week and BioNTech, and then there's going to be AstraZeneca as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of shares to go around in a lot of these biotech names, and let alone some of the other crazy ones that we talked about, NVAX and whatnot. So J&J also working on one. So, it's a big deal. It's $1 billion, but I'm very, very surprised this isn't heading northbound. So for me, then, the only other way is southbound. So we're going to wait for $73.
All right, guys. There was a note actually from Jefferies I was reading this morning on this story. They are an analyst at Jefferies essentially saying this could open the floodgates as far as other countries starting to, buy up doses as well and lock down some of the inventory that will be available for potential vaccines. So possibly more revenue to come for Moderna. Let's talk about NEO here. We mentioned it yesterday. Obviously, big gap to the upside after the earnings. Earnings were good. JP Morgan and Piper Sandler both increasing their price targets on the stock today. Seems like every single day the stock does more than 1 million shares in the pre-market. Guys, we had that huge gap to the upside yesterday. They faded it all day long. Is that going to happen again here today?
Oh, is it going to drop $2? No. I don't see it dropping $2 today. I mean, that was a gigantic move to the downside that we did see, and there's at least some support at 13. I think if those floodgates open up, I was looking earlier at a 10. Maybe that gets you a bit of a better idea. On the off chance that we do see a flood at 13, I actually think you're going to run into a little bit of support down at 12. So it's probably if there is a kind of a push down and we get a break at 13 even, at the best case scenario, I would think maybe you get a bit of a dollar move there. I'd also be looking when you get the upgrade there at the potential for that opening range break trade. I mean, you do see at least, notwithstanding what happened right at the end of the session yesterday, you do see that support bounce up in front of that 13 range, 1320 or so. So if we hold that, break above like 1340, I think you get a bit of a breakback trade. It's not a fill the gap because this is not an overnight gap to the downside, but it did put in just a strong sell-off, and you get the upgrades. I'll take a shot at the 1340 break, and I think certainly also if we base out at 13, maybe a dip down into that price, bouncing off that, that's another way to go long. I'll look at 13 short if I like it at the time, but for my first look is long on NEO today.
What up, Tyler? Thank you so much for that, Tyler, there. And, good looks up here on some talk back and forth, guys. And thank you so much for this little super chat there. $5, Tyler. Have a good morning to you and cheers. We raise a glass to you there. So thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, the glass right now is just coffee, but we could add something to that later on. Okay, Neo there. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Neil just hit the levels right there. I mean, I only want to go long. We've been hammering this stock pretty good. We hammered it yesterday. It was a big time win for us off the open there yesterday, going long. So we'll try to do the same thing here at 1340 on some upgrades. I mean, that's what we're looking for.
Tesla, the next one here, we mentioned it briefly there at the beginning if you joined us right at 9 o'clock, but let's have a look at the chart here. Tesla, obviously, 5-for-1 stock split announced after market yesterday. So yeah, 6% here to the upside on that news. It's interesting, we didn't quite get back to that 1500 level, but nicely holding that 1450 right now.
Yeah, 1475 is what I like right here on a break. But look, I lost a decent amount of money trading Apple the day after that they announced that split. That was 2 Fridays ago, I believe it was. Or it could have been last Friday, actually. 1475, that's this high right here. Nothing really too exciting, but you're right. It's holding 1450. Topped out yesterday, basically in the morning. This is 2 days ago, actually, on a 3-minute chart at 1450 before making a move down. So, yeah, no surprise there that it's holding that. So let's wait to 1475 to go alongside there. On a daily chart, yeah, there's not much here. We talked about 1550. Let's wait till we get there. Other than that, we're bunched up right now. You do have a nice little bottom. If you want to get frisky with it, like I said, you go long 1475. And if you're $25 kind of risk, that's what you have to do. One more before Neil. We just got another super chat. Thank you so much here for Space 3YY. You guys are so hot. Yeah, you know what? It's not bad. What's the temperature here? 21 degrees outside. I feel pretty cool right now.
A little cooler today. I mean, yesterday was like 38 degrees here.
Yeah, it was a little warm
yesterday. Cool in here. I would say that you sort of echoing what you're mentioning there, Sean, about Tesla. I kind of feel like if Apple can get faded after that, there's at least a decent chance it could on Tesla. Although if you see buying off the open, I'd like to see if it rolls over at 1500. I think one of the plays that's been quite good at times is on momentum, just the first look at that big round number and then the stock quickly reversing. So I might try that for a quick little scalp trade. I think sometimes you can get like $10 out of it. And every time I've done it, the first time it's been okay. If you try it the second or third time at a level like that, you're asking for trouble. So the first time it tests 1500 might be worth that short. After that, not going to touch it.
All right, guys, a little lightly traded here, but we're going to talk about Roku. Not a lot of volume in the pre-market, but a nice positive look for Roku. Deutsche Bank out with a positive note on the company this morning, increasing their rating to buy from hold, setting the company's nearly 50% stake in the streaming device market at the moment. Obviously, a lot of people still at home, working from home, using these types of devices. So Roku back on watch here today, guys, moving higher.
Range bound, Roku's been a little bit, which is a strange thing to say for this stock, but at least at this bottom end here in front of like 150, 145, 150 or so, that's been the case. Bouncing up off of that level. Anytime I see something like this, pre-market top, 2 sessions in a row, a 152 top, this is going to spell breakout. For me, I'm going to take a shot, not shorting, longing through that 152. It did tick through a couple of times, so you have to watch out for that in case it snaps back on you. But Roku through 152, it looks like I'm going to be taking a shot at that with a stop. If you get it off the open, you do have to watch out sometimes right at 930, but I see that like as a multi-day level, so we'll look at 152 upside.
Yes, I love Roku through 152. Everyone should know that. We'll be taking out ye old big stick to hit that one, guys. So get ready, get locked and loaded for 152. 152 on the break of Roku. I don't think they have 50% market share, but hey, Deutsche Bank, they seem to think that they do, so maybe they do. And that's a big one with streaming, Brendan. We all stream here, so I think it's pretty obvious that streaming is the way of the future until they come up with something new. But for now, Roku is what it is. They're in Samsung TVs. They struck a deal with Apple, I think. And yeah, so let's go. Roku, I like it. Nice little upgrade. Let's see what it can do through 152.
Yeah, it's. I found that number kind of high as well. I still don't know even today anyone with an actual Roku device. Let's go to Overstock, guys. They announced a big offering, 2.1 million share offering at $84.50. The company's saying they'll use the funds just for normal, everyday, general corporate expenses. So, yeah, Overstock to the downside today on that news.
Well, I mean,
remember last week I said about Overstock, and I couldn't believe it went down to $3 before making this move up to $110 not too long ago, 112, and then since then, man, it's just been faded with a lot of these tech plays. Overstock, overpriced, over everything. They come out now, obviously a very good opportunity to raise funds, and they did that exactly properly, in my opinion. They rip all the way up here, and then they sell how many shares? 2.1 million shares at $84. So whatever that, I mean, that's an extreme amount. What is that, 2.1 million shares, $84, like $200 million plus dollars, if not more than that, obviously, at 80, what would you say it was? 84.50. So we've made a move off of there. We did touch down to 85.25. So you could always use that 84.50 as a level there to play off of. We did touch down to 85.50. I like a break of 85.50. I don't even understand this company's valuation right now. How is it $3 back in March and $100 right now? Obviously, it's the biggest COVID winner that I've found out there. So let's fade this one.
yeah, I mean, not just $100 yesterday we're looking at. So, I mean, you get that little bottom off the open that it faded into right at that level, basically, that you're mentioning there, Sanshan, 85.50. When you see it sort of a double bottom taken out, that's going to be all over that. I'm still surprised that you were able to get $90 here in the pre-market on light volume. If there's any chance to be able to short in front of that price before it gets taken out, I'll be taking that shot as well.
Big pop yesterday for some of the travel names off of the news out of Russia when it came to the vaccine. Russia saying they have the first, obviously, COVID-19 vaccine. So all of the cruise operators nicely higher on the day. Most of them ended up holding about 50% of the gap we saw initially in the morning. The airlines did come back a little bit further, but let's have a look at some of the cruise lines here, guys. They are struggling. Just had a look at a few of them here. They are struggling at yesterday's highs. So a little bit of resistance probably at yesterday's highs. I mean, CCL, RCL, all looking very similar here.
Yeah, RCL for me today. I mean, I normally, Neil, we normally trade CCL. I like RCL today. They're booked through. Look, once this is solved, obviously you nailed it right there, Brendan. As soon as Russia can come up with something, well, they'd have, but as soon as the world can adopt to some sort of a vaccine, I'm going to be traveling. I think a lot of people are going to be traveling. We already have friends that are traveling. And for right now, these cruise lines are losing like $50 million a day. The number came out, I think it was absurd, something like $60 million a day for these cruise lines. And so it's not good. However, they do have enough money. They've raised capital recently. I like RCL as the best one. They've released bookings and they were full in the fall, but they don't have the right to go anywhere yet. But as soon as they do, I think people will be back. And this is the thing, you can't, I mean, for all of you long-term investors there, short-term, whatever, you know, if you think there's going to be something in the next 3 to 4 months, you have to buy these names now, because by the time a vaccine is released, something comes out, you're not going to see, like, it was already down to $20, man, at the very low. Now you're up to 60. That's already 3 times its bottom on RCL. Are we any better than we were 6 months ago, 3 months ago? Yes, but we still don't have that vaccine. We still don't have that cocktail for the antibodies. But when we do, why would this thing not go all the way back up to 107? So you sort of, I mean, the high was 140, but I just think up here at least. So yeah, you need to get in now. And I don't think there's any wrong reasons here. $61, $62 on RCL.
Yeah, I mean, you show they're breaking through the 50 period, already doing so on RCL. I think that you have a shot here in CCL to try to come through now. And you're going to see the same thing if you look at yesterday's session on both these charts. You'll have the pre-market almost like triple top, couldn't bust through. That's at 1660 on CCL. And then this level here that we're trying to go through right now, 1635 to 1640 through the upside. It was the afternoon high, pre-market top as well. And it's going to coincide with CCL trying to make its secondary push on the breakout. So any one of these these names I think will be good in terms of a trade. I'm just going to stick to the one I know. Sometimes it's NCLH or CCL. RCL, it's always there. It's on my quote board, but I won't be looking at that one. Sean's all over that one today.
A number of smaller cap stocks to get through here this morning has got the same as yesterday. Really, we had a lot of small caps that were moving. Jumaya Technology is a recent high flyer, big mover to the upside, recently coming back in huge today. JMIA, German-based e-commerce company, reporting earnings after market yesterday. Maybe it was this morning, actually. Nevertheless, big flush to the downside, 20+% here, guys, on an earnings miss. Quarterly loss came in 44%, however, less than a year ago. So same period a year ago, still a loss, but 44% less than Q2 last year.
Yeah, right on the pre-market low right now. It's down 24% and is 10 pennies. It was 10 cents away a second ago. Now a couple of pennies away, literally on the bid at that 1250 mark. I want to show you right here on the level 2, 1250. That's the pre-market bottom, already down 24%. Hitting this off of the open, it's going to be short sell restricted. That means we're not able to hit that bid without an uptick. We'll see if we can't catch something. I would prefer if I got to short it in front of like 1350, 1450 was the bigger level that I even like. But I'm going to take a shot as it just broke now, and we did not get shares. Again, waiting for an uptick to be able to catch anything. It just took out the low, but you can't hit the bid. So unfortunately, not short on that 1250 break.
I mean, that's it. We could keep talking about the high. I have the daily chart up here. You can see we have a high of $25. We talked about 24-ish, I guess, in the last couple of weeks. And then got as high up here as 28. Now you fade right back down. This is why it's very risky. E-commerce is hot, but I'd stay with PayPal or Square. I'm staying away from JMIA. Oh, before we go, hold on a second. I just want to, before we lose some of these super chats, thank you so much to Tony Walters right there. Cheers to you as well. Salute with the coffee mug as well. And then one more that we missed. Where was it? Here it is right here. Shout outs to Marlon. Marlon's a big fan of mine and of the show. I'm a fan of Marlon's, I should say. Good talk there on the chat. Thank you, Marlon, for continuing to post some of your plays and giving us everything there. Just another member love there, Brennan. I just wanted to not forget, we can't forget about our members, how important they are.
Yeah, absolutely. We love the support, guys, every single day. We love doing this for you. If you enjoy the show, if you find value in what we were doing, just share us with your friends. Tell one person even about the show, and send a link. Share us with your friends so we can grow the show, grow the audience even more. Plug Power, guys, another recent high flyer back on watch this morning. Another one this morning announcing a share offering, decent sized share offering here for Plug, down about 9.3% on that news. It was 10.20 was the actual offering price. So we're basically just hovering around that 10.20 price. But you can see big move aftermarket on that news yesterday.
I think sometimes you'll see with offerings, if it finds a bid in and around that offering price, you can get some sleepy action, and that's what I'm seeing right here in Plug at that the 10.20 offering price. I don't know that there's going to be a humongous trade here. Maybe you catch a breakthrough like 10.30, you can do some scalping here. It's done 2 million shares. Otherwise, if it's going to hold that level, there's not going to be much to see here. If it tends to break through, I would take at least a shot for a scalp to the downside. I don't know if you get more than initial move to like 10. It's already come in so heavily on Plug. It's going to be on watch for me, but outside of breaking that key level, and you see here in the pre-market, I mean, just absolutely no price action for the last hour and a half going into the open, and I wouldn't anticipate strong fireworks. I mean, JMI is going to be moving around. We have IGC, which we're going to talk about as well, that I think will be a little more spicy.
I mean, this name should be spicy, but there's always going to be more ones. I like 1050 on a break there of Plug. I'm not going to take the current high. We can zoom in right now. Neil just talked about some of these levels. 1030, 1040, $10 coming through. You do have the protection at 1025 where the deal was announced there for the share offering. But again, if you go long 1050 like I will be, because I have a feeling this will get there, then you got to give it back probably down to this level here. Basically the bottom of the day, 10.20. So we're going to open up fine. I do like Plug. That's going to be another one, so watch out here. 10.25 is the price. That's right where it's trading right now. We're going to wait to see if it can get back to 11, but I'm going to smash that 1050 level, Brendan. Another
one, guys, recent high flyer here. Box L, late news this morning coming out, sending this thing to the moon. Once again, $2 up to $2.75. We're kind of consolidating here around pre-market highs, but watch this level over here. $2.80 was a little bit of consolidation on the way back down from the initial pop, and then $3. But huge move up on the same news. That's what I'm trying to get to here. They reiterated this morning the same exact news. They're teaming up with Samsung for some educational both both software and also screens for schools. So Boxell getting a pop again today on that same news.
Yeah, I think there's obviously a solid story there, just because, you know, school's coming back and everyone wants to make sure that the kids get their education for the entire year, and this is probably going to help them out, but it's the same news that already came out. And I think for me, that's going to be at least attempting to fade it off of this 280 area. It's a 288 top, so maybe like 290 is where you might place a stop if that's what you're looking at. But I liked all this chop here from 270 to 280. If I can get something in that range right off of 930, I think that's a good risk to reward on the shorts. And also don't have to pay for shorts in this one today. I think we have them for free, at least here at Day Trade the World. So that's my first look, is going to be fading this one. If it does make a breakout, I'll likely sit it out until probably $3.
Oh, how do I feel? Patrick Rogers, we talked about SPG. I love SPG there. Okay, what I want to get to right now is obviously sign up. Valeria, drop the link if you can. Watchlist.tradertv.live. I mean, look, everyone's asking about Boxell. We send this out every morning. If it's on this list, you're going to be pretty much assured, as long as we don't run out of time, which we might right now. We're going to get to it. So we did skip IGC and TTO because there was this big Boxell news, but it's right here. So you don't have to worry. We are going to cover things that are on this list, guys. So be patient. Please sign up for the watch list, and we'll get that to you. It just comes in email, which is really cool. And we give a little bit of notes here on what we're talking about. So I'm going to get rid of this. But yeah, Boxell, I like the long here. We've traded this to the long side before. Neil just brought up reasons why to go short. I mean, they're both the same reasons as everything. You just got to wait to see the interest. It does stop out here at 290. On a daily chart, though, we've seen Boxell make these moves before. Like Neil said, this is not new news. They've already announced this with Samsung. That was probably right around here when we moved from $1 up to $5, basically. And then now, I guess it becomes official, and we go to 290. So you do have some bunch-up areas here. I would much rather it break 305. We'll take a long through. I don't know. I was waiting for 280. I was thinking about 280, but now that I look at it, maybe it is 290. So 290 long on Boxlight for me, and let's go education.
All right, guys, let's get into the overall market here. We'll bring in Arun and have a look at the futures. A little bit more positive this morning, Arun, after that big sell-off yesterday late in the day. However, we're kind of back at those lows from midday yesterday.
Yeah, you know, the movement from yesterday opens up a lot of levels, a great potential trading opportunity for today. So I'm setting the edges at 33.80 on the top end, 33.20 on the bottom end. Right now, I don't have a read on the market, but if we get below 33.40, I'm willing to put 33.65 as a stop. So there's 3 different levels to work with, 4 different areas to look at with potential setups. Of course, 33.80 on the breakout pushes to new highs, 33.20 breaks yesterday's lows. And then if we get through 33.40, I think there's enough selling there to continue towards yesterday's low. So I'm going to use 33.65 as the internal level. So a lot of opportunity. That's what something like yesterday, when a move like yesterday happens, where it kind of just breaks a few days worth of action, that's kind of thing it sets up is potential opportunities, multiple levels to work with. And I'm expecting some movement today, at least. This is a lot more movement than we've gotten last week. So hopefully there's a lot more trading opportunities today, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun again tomorrow. Guys, India Global, another one that's been moving around in the pre-market here. IGC, NYSE Arca Exchange, this one, cannabis news, or related to the cannabis space. They have an Alzheimer's treatment, a cannabinoid-based Alzheimer's treatment that was in a clinical hold from the FDA. The FDA has now lifted that clinical hold so they can continue work developing that cannabinoid-based Alzheimer's treatment. So nice look. Has to hold below 110, 110 to 115. Anything above that, probably a long. Guys.
So we're into plug right now. We take that long that we talked about, 1050, and we plug it up right now. So we are long right now on plug at 1048. We took some out in the 60s and the 50s. Our best out 62. Now let's see if we get to 11. I don't like being in these positions before market opens, but your boy is. So here we go, 1050 to the upside. Looking at where we're going to get out, I gave you 1020 on the bottom. Hopefully that doesn't hit first. But right now, plug. We've taken some profits. So it can't be that bad for us. Let's see what happens to the upside now. We're in this name. Plug.
Yeah, there's a lot of sellers there at 10.53, just worth noting that one. I was looking at a 10.25 break, couldn't even catch it until it got into the 40s. It was a big time move to the upside on volume, so we'll see if we can get to that. I know there's less than a minute left, and we talked about IGC. I do have a position in that one, just to mention to you guys. Short in front of 110. I've had a few in and outs here. We're going to take advantage of some pricing that changes by Arcus. I've been using them a lot to manage fees, but it's starting to head southbound. Just got some at 95, but I've been working in and out for a couple of pennies here. Average price now at 105. In the money 10 cents already. We got the bell coming up here with Plug. That was a big volume spike there, Sean, so I think Phil has something going on, but 10.45, I got to the long side. I like this one.
Yeah, something's going on for sure. Yeah, we love Plug to the long side, so let's keep on plugging away at that one. And yeah, okay. I also like WFC through this top here, 26.15. We'll see if we can get that with only a couple minutes to go. A big thank you right now to Market Marauders quickly before we open. With only 10 seconds to go. Thanks for the $20. We love you as well, and thank you, William TP, for signing up. Let's go WFC and Plug on the look right now. All right,
there we go, market open.
Yeah, we're going to watch WFC fading back down, so we're not getting that fill right away yet. Plug, 10.50, it's bouncing right now. So it's not bouncing, it's holding, at 10.50. So this could flush back to the downside here. It's having some problems breaking through 10.50. We're long at 48, so we need more than this. Let's see what happens through 10.50 for Plug. It needs to break it, guys.
I'm seeing the same seller there is just holding at 53, so obviously it's a little bit legitimate. If it gets through that price, I think it might be an add through 10.53. I might take some shares off for a scalp and add at a 10.53 break on PLUG there. But IGC is moving in the money for me. I did want to get over to Moderna before things get completely out of hand. And of course, there we go. It fades up to 76. I didn't want 77, guys. That was the price I was looking for. We wanted to sell if it bought up. It did not quite get to 77, but coming back down in, I'd look for 75 to 76 on any kind of a retrace.
Okay, so we're already in right now to Roku right now. Very light shares on Roku. I'm still waiting for 152 to break. That's what will put the hammer down, but we'll take a little bit long right now. 150.61 right now on Roku with a drop spot of 149.50. Not just because that's where this wick came. We're just going to give this one $1 of room. We talked about why we like the 152 on Roku. Someone posted in the chat that they own a Roku. So yeah, Brandon, we know one person now. But we're going to wait on that one. So Roku right now, 150 and a bit to the upside. Doesn't look like they like this one, so it has to get going for us. Plug and Roku both not moving. WFC was my other one to go, and right now that's still below $26 and fading back low. So right now the banks may be a good opportunity to pick these up.
Yeah, just got a bit of a trade here in JMIA, and the second time it takes that 1250 level, we're able to get back in. I mean, the first time it broke it in the pre-market, we didn't catch it. I just got it at 1236, so I mean, that's a ton of slippage. Able to get some out in front of 12. It's now breaking through 12 even, like 50 cents in the money now. I'm going to look to see if we can take some shares off in front of that low. I've been burned by not sticking to what was usually my plan, and that is to be aggressive on any kind of a snapback to the upside and just start selling in succession. But watch out, because Plug really can't break that 1050. I'm watching that 1025 area. You cannot let that, 1020, can't let that go.
RCL, yeah, everything's coming down today, and we were just looking upside based on the market being up 300 points, but it's fading back again, and CCL, RCL, everything getting faded right now. The only stock that we didn't take a position yet in, we didn't take a position in a lot of them, but I did like NEO through 1340, and that doesn't look like it wants to go. Yeah, Plug right now is getting it, taking it to the woodshed a little bit here through 1020. We're going to be getting out if it breaks through $10 right now, so Plug Power making moves to the downside, which is not good for this guy's account. But yeah, JMIA should have looked at that one instead. All it was done was stuck long on everything. But there goes JMIA, nice little move to the downside. We talked about breaking that, and I said we'd rather be in Square or PayPal, but that's a good one as well. Overstock making moves to the upside as well.
Yeah, we didn't get to a few names here, guys, and I think one of them is going to continue that sort of trend on Kodak. It just broke through that 1050. It's worth noting yesterday's action, crazy in the pre-market, but 1030 was just as key of a level. I'm looking for that break, Brendan.
Early mover here, guys. BioAmerica, BMRA, 10% to the upside. Just popped up on a volume scanner here. $9 seems to be holding. They have a new high-volume COVID-19 laboratory test that they're waiting for FDA response on, but looks like it's going to be positive, guys.
Okay, Microsoft making moves up. Okay, there goes WFC. We take that one right now through this level. We take a couple thousand right now. We're going to go upside on WFC 2601. We gave this one to you, and now we're cashing it out at 07s, 08s, 09s. And yes, sir! Thank God. Hallelujah. A nice little 7-8 penny win right now for WFC to go to the upside. We're still watching out for this 2615 level. If we can get that, then that'd be pretty nice. But here it comes, WFC. Pay dirt right now for us, and we'll just keep getting out of these shares as it goes upside now. Nice little 26 long. We are looking at WFC all day. I gave this one to you. We talked about it going through 26, and here we go now, guys. 2610. We're long 2601. We're long Roku right now, in the money, 20 pennies, but whatever. And Plug Power, Neil, as you have that as well, looking to make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, I loaded up some shares on the way back. We talked about 1020 as a level. When you get that share offering price, this is what it's all about. We'll slay the dragon. It was a quick scalp identifying. We both identified that 1053 seller. I'll jump back into some shares here at 1030. Just took some out at 40s. I will continue to cover in front of that 53, assuming they're still going to be there. You can take 20, 30 cent wins all day long on a name like this. And if it breaks that seller at 50s, we'll just jump into some more shares on a top end break there. I did start getting back into some JMIA. Of course, we've gone 1 for 1 on that short, probably a little bit early. I really ideally should be waiting for that 1250 mark. I did start here at 12. Thankfully, not for a heck of a lot. If it rolls over shy of that, I think adding on the way down makes a little bit more sense to me. Last one for you, IGC. I mentioned this stock. It tried to break that 110, failure alert. We roll over. I grabbed some shares here at 107, just got some out at $1. It's now back in a penny stock range, guys, so we can start taking out like 9-10 cent wins on this dollar name.
Okay, and we did it right there. Bang on Roku. So Roku, a nice little long 150.60 there. Out for 70 cent win right there. Only out of a third. We still like Roku. I like it at 152. Let's put our next order up here, 150, 150. See if we can't take $1. We're smoking it today. Falling money everywhere today for us. Let's just keep on going to the train to the upside here. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Another one moving here, guys. Another one with an offering. Pacific Biosciences, PACB. We've traded this on the show before. 24% to the upside. Big offering, $75 million announced in the pre-market here. But we're already right back up to recent highs here for PACB.
Okay,
yeah,
so
PACB, we'll lock that one in as well. Definitely got to get to that in a second. Just going to get back to JMIA. Started loading out of some shares here. A bit of a buyer showed up at 98. So if it wants to continue to try to hold these pre-market bottoms, I'm going to get almost everything else. Still holding 40% of the position. If it retests 110, the second time through, I'm likely to cover it. I did finally actually get into that more JMIA here, guys. It's heading southbound. We did get 12 even, 11.95 actually, to the short side. It's coming back down towards the low. A low is 11.38. I'll take some shares out in front of that. See if it can't go any further. I still like that 1250 level as well.
Okay, so Roku broke. We took some major wins here. 150.60, out. And now we load up long 152. We told you we'd try to take this one. So let's see how far we can get this to go. Right now, it's not doing anything, but we're going to wait to the upside here on Roku. Long 152.14. We've already destroyed Roku. So yeah, and now it's going to the upside again right now. So let's see how high Roku wants to go. We've already crushed it off this initial long 150.60. Now we go long again. Out. We're out up here in the 50s, so let's see how high Roku wants to go. This is obviously a little morning maker or breaker right here. As I told you, we're going to be going long. We're out of 40% of it in the 50s and 30s and 40s. Let's see if we can get the momentum even higher on Roku. Let's go S&P. Let's go.
I've taken my scalp trade on Roku in terms of the in and out on the 152 break. Still going to hang on to some of it, but I do like it back to like 151, 60, 70 or so on any kind of a pullback to start trying to get some more shares back in. If it rolls at this price and bounces off of it, we'll take a look. You don't want it to trade too heavily through. JMIA struggling at 12 even. What do you got there, Brendan?
Back to the banks, guys. Banks are strong once again today. We saw this yesterday. Sean mentioned WFC here. Have a look at BAC, 2.5%. Bounced hard off 27.40 there. Big volume coming into the upside, guys.
All right. We're going to give this one to about 150. I don't know, 150.30 or so. It's going to be a big hit if we have it, if we take the hit. We're already out a little bit of it, so it won't be a big hit net-wise, but it'll be a big hit on this position. 150.50 down here. We'll take it out to close of this candle there. This is a 3-minute candle. I'm going to switch over to a 1 so we can get a little bit better look. But right now, Roku is the stock that's in play for me right here. We did take a 152 long here. You can see the outs a little bit better here, in and out like a light. This first one is $1. Remember, our first one was 150.60. So out, that's 80 cents, and then out again here on that same trade, 151, that's $1.20, then out again at 152.02. So we've actually destroyed Roku right now, but everything's gonna be relying on this last little push to the upside. We're waiting at 30, then we're waiting in the 80s, guys. Let's see if we can get above 153 today.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, when you take a break at like a 152 level, I think 153 is very, very reasonable if we hold those pre-market levels. I want to get back to plug because I know we were playing off that 120. I've taken just about everything out, and I should have taken everything. I mentioned that I was trying to do that in front of 150. I end up here with about 20% of my shares left, which is a bit sloppy. If 120 breaks, I'm going to be covering everything, but I'm going to try and reload every single time in front of 110, 20. Maybe we can catch 20 to 25 as an entry point. I think we're looking rather nice. So there goes Roku into that 153. I'm going to take some shares off in front of 153. See how far we can get this to run. Brent, what do you got there, buddy?
Tesla, guys, tried to hold 1450 briefly there, but failed. Looks like we're below now. For Tesla, still up 5%, but making its way back down, guys.
Come on, Roku. Yeah, feeling like Superman right now, guys. Roku with a big move up. Nice little trade here on Roku. Really happy we got that. I hope you guys have that. If you do, then what's up? We're slaying this stock today. We slay WFC. WFC, I mean, you don't get much perfect than that. So we are boom, bang on WFC. Look at this out. In here, 26. We called the top of 26.15. Bang, bang, bang. Great trade there on WFC. So let's keep going. And Roku, the number one stock for me today, WFC is my number one, but if we can get out of this one, this will be as well. Look at these outs. 152.90, 153.04, guys. Big time outs. Let's see how high this thing wants to go. But yeah, we're already doing it once again today on a Wednesday for you.
Yes, on a Wednesday hump day. Why not, guys? So far, I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. Knock on wood. Hopefully, we don't turn any of these into losers. But JMIA, we did get some more shares out in the 1167 range. So first short was at 1240. We shorted again here at 1195. We're just riding this train to the downside. It's down 27%, and as I mentioned, it's short sell restricted. I'm going to start going. I'm going to go with a break even on the last of my shares here, just to make sure it doesn't round out and bust to the upside. Because I like a 1250 short, anyways. Let's make sure we lock in these profits. You don't want to turn, like I say, winning trades into losing trades. Let's not get too greedy here, but here comes again that 153, Sean. I might take some more shares off of it and then hold maybe the last 20% to see if you can get that 153 break and hopefully to 155.
Hells yeah, right now. Yeah, we are going to be real nice right now. So it's 9:41, and we're already targeted out already today. So we're basically 2 for 2 as we'll hold on to plug. We're still positive in plug, but WFC was destroyed. Roku now destroyed as well as we break through 153. You put on the big shares and you take the big boy shares. And I told you guys, earlier on in the market, before the pre-market opened, that 153 would be the trade, and there it is, 153.40. Boom, a nice little $1.20 win. Already off of this 150.50 long. So big time trading here, Brendan.
We saw a $30 move yesterday off the open, guys, in NVAX again today, just falling apart. 145 down to 125, trying to bounce here after a $20 move to the downside, guys.
That's getting ridiculous. Back-to-back days is going to put in 20 to 25% moves off the morning. I mean, 20% move, actually. Look, we took a shot at this one, and we'll try to rinse and repeat. Basically the same thing. If it pulls back in, try to catch a rollover. First thought would be about 135-ish, but let's see how far it goes and see if we can't turn this one around. I'm taking one more shot here at IGC. We've already been crushing this one all morning every time it pops, but if it goes towards that high, 125, 126, that's going to be a breakout. I'm going to start covering this one here in the teens. I don't want to give it to that high of day, guys, but watch out. I want to get an NVAX short somewhere in this 135 range if it starts to roll over.
Look, I'm just still really just focused on Roku here, trying to see how high this thing wants to go. We're waiting at the top here in the 80s, 153.80, to try to get out of some. Look, our plug, we took it out here. We didn't take it out. We took some out here as it makes its way back to VWAP into the 30s and 40s. We'll wait to see if we can get that. We're still waiting for down here of a break of 10.20-ish. If that happens, you know what? I might just change my little position here. I was going to get out at 10, but I think 10.20. Just the fact that we've already made so much money today, we don't need to give too much back here. So let's change this to 10.20, 10.18 or so. Roku's still moving. We'll see if we can't get some more plug out. If it does come back to VWAP, we will dump some more and get some out and then wait to see if it does want to keep going upside. We'll definitely have some on, but right now plug 10.40. We'll look to see if we get some out. We're only long 48, so I mean, this is not. We have a $1+ win right now on Roku on board. So give this one to 10.20.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at, I just added some shares in plug in front of 10.20. And again, if it breaks that level all morning long, I'm going to be out of it. The rollover is looking like it's trying to come in here in NVAX at about 133. I would have liked it to extend a little bit further before jumping into a short. So I'm trying to be very, very patient with an entry here. Certainly when you see it fall this far. But this is what it did yesterday, guys. You can't ignore that price action as it tries to come through 133. I'll see if I can't pick up some shares there. I mean, as I say it, try to cross down. It literally goes a full dollar on that break of 133. The bid evaporated to $1. So unless you were crossed down on a 133 break, a buck, no moss. I'll see if I can catch it on the way back in here. But I want to get part of this NVAX party to the downside. Day two, what a move it's put on. We didn't talk at all about Macy's, and we've said about the rotation, a couple of days in a row now. Macy's still in front of that 7 to 710 range. I think it's a solid buy in front of the pre-market low. We'll see if it gets down there.
I guess we don't have to worry too much now about an NIO as that just keeps on tanking here through to 1270 low there, Brendan.
Box-like guys also tanking a little bit here through 250. So 250 was support there, just let go. It's got to get through this level as well. 240 or 243 to 240. Below that might be a good short for Box-like guys.
All right, we just got out of our Roku there, so that was a big win. We go bang for Roku trade. It does fall all the way back down.
I'm going to bang it out too because I just got a re-entry on Roku. It bounced off of 150 there, took it on the way back up, not on the way down. At this point, I now am going to throw out my target to the upside because if I see that kind of a flush, I'm going to get in. I'm going to get into scalp mode. And a lot of times you don't put in that fresh high. It stalls shy of it. There goes plug through $1.20. I knew it was going to happen at some point. It's been a roller coaster ride on plug. Unfortunately, 10.20 does eventually break. We pointed out to you on the level 2 that seller 10.53. They would not budge. But the reload here in Roku, fantastic trade. The break was good. This sort of dip buy opportunity in front of 150 worked out as well. I'm now flat overall on Roku and just have a short in JMIA that we're still working with.
Okay, so I'm going to be out now, obviously, of plug, but still have a little bit. We're going to wait to see. Again, 10 break will be out of the rest, but I'm going to go long again, 10.30 break, where I'm not giving up on this stock. I like plug to the upside, so we'll wait to see on that one. Okay, WFC, let's go back and check in on WFC quickly. And again, plug was another stock that we took in the pre-market. Could have got it all out. We did get out some at the high side there, so it's not the end of the world on the plug trade, but yeah, we should have taken more out, I guess, when it popped early. WFC to the bottom now. Let's have a quicker look at this one. Where was the bottom yesterday? All the way down here, obviously, as we had a big tank and a big flush at the end of the day. Those of you trading would know that. But we did stop out right around here, 25.70, 25.78. So that looks like something, maybe 25.84 on WFC. What's up, Brandon?
Sean, you called it right on the nose here for Moderna. Right back to where we were yesterday. $70 once again for mRNA. Straight southbound through that pre-market low, guys.
Man, like I called that one right on the nose. You're 100% right, Brendan. And then I was too much enamored with Roku and making all that money, but we do miss on that one. But good call here, Moderna. So 25.85 is a go for me on WFC. So you'll probably see that pop in. And yeah, there's that 73 break. It was pretty clean. I guess 73 was what we were looking at. You would have took it here. It would have gone against you 70, 80 cents before flushing $3. So we'll put that one up here and remember that we got to hold these things at least $1, $1.50 against us to get that kind of a win. So that's that. We're waiting for WFC. Still needs to get going, guys. Back up to 12.85. Let's see if we can break this little top.
Yeah, IGC with an upside halt. So I took one more shot at the short. We were making money all morning long. I took one more shot at the short and immediately got out in the teens. We did mention we're getting out in those teens. I didn't like the long trade, and I was going to wait till it took out the top on the pre-market. If you wait, sometimes what's going to happen to you is this is what it is. It's going to break through that price and simultaneously basically halt immediately. So let's watch for this one to open back up. Volatility halts in 4 minutes or so at about 950. If it does try to bust higher, typically speaking, I know this stock, it'll come in at some point, but you got to play the momentum as it's there. I want to get over to JMIA because it's starting to get back over to our 1250 entry price, guys. We had a couple of shorts of a couple of wins. If it gets back and rolls over at that 1250, I'll jump into the short one more time. It looks to me like 13 right now would be the break to the upside. You did have a bit of a level there, bouncer at 1290, 13 even in the pre-market. If it gets through that price, I would jump into a bit of a retracement long.
Okay, what about 1250 here on Sorrento? Let's try that one. If this wants to go, we know Sorrento. We like Sorrento. VWAP is right here. Actually, VWAP's at 1260. We'll take a 1250 break, see if we can get to 1260. If that fails, we do have a 12 bottom that we can test out there. And Brendan.
Just noticed Grubhub here, guys. Not a lot of volume, a little thinly traded, but 6% to the upside. 52-week highs for Grubhub, trying to get back above 78 here.
Yes, Uber should have bought Grubhub after all. But Uber, let's go into Uber now quickly just to see if there's anything going on there. Uber wound up buying another company. I can't remember what it was, but it's something. Okay, there's 1030 now. We go long again on plug. Let's see if we can make this all back. We're long 1030. Like I said, we didn't get out of all of it down here. We got out of about 70%. We did dump this, 70% of what we had left. We got up about here, 20% out. Now we're long again here on plug. So let's see if we can plug the gap here and get going a little bit higher on this name. We're already down. This is our only negative stock, but we can make it all back if this thing runs back into the 40s, guys. Let's see how high plug wants to go. Takes them out now as we just took a 30 break. We'll see if we get back up to VWAP, which is right here, 35. Let's go, plug.
Yeah, one name which, again, seems to get neglected here is going to be Carnival Cruise Lines, busting to the downside. You get that little break at 16 even and continuing to slide. I'm going to look over at IGC in just a couple of seconds, but if you go back to yesterday's close, we just broke through right now 1580 on Carnival Cruise. If it can manage to hold and consolidate here, might be worth a little bit of a pickup for a bounce play. I would call it like a break back up of like 1585 or so, but it needs to turn. It's still heading southbound. I'm watching IGC, of course, and JMIA shy of where I wanted it to roll over. I was looking for 1250. It's about 1215 right now. Hasn't given me the entry, but I'm still breaking long, guys, if it goes 13.
Okay, we're still waiting on this plug as well. So we'll wait to see how high this one wants to go up. We're still waiting for our WFC to get back, and that's not happening. So I'm going to cancel that WFC trade and have another look at that once it gets going again. SRNE, Sorrento Therapeutics. Again, where is that right now? Yeah, it's coming down. Big size here on NASDAQ, so you might want to do a little size alert there. Some decent size at 05, but 22 million shares. That's only 300,000. They could crush that. It's on NASDAQ. It can either get pulled or what. So watch out for that order there at 05 on Sorrento Therapeutics. I don't know. It could easily go down. You could see down here, there's not that much size at 12 even. So watch out now for 1205 on Sorrento. But here we go. Nice little move upside on plug. Let's see how high we can get it. We're long at 31. We're making it all back, guys.
Yeah, and BoxL busting, well, I shouldn't say busting through. It broke that 240, this little pre-market retracement level. Now it's consolidating at the same price. I'll probably take one shot. There we go. IGC opening back up. Higher, at least for the time being, on IGC. So I apologize for this, guys. I'm trying to cover some shares in front of 150, which immediately shows up as resistance on IGC while I'm looking over at BoxL. I do get some shares out in front of 150. Big time seller that stepped up there. I'll hold maybe like a third of the position through that price. But look at this 240. That's a bit of a fail break on BoxLight. One thing you can do if you're bullish and you can't go short is maybe think about a bounce back long with a 235 stop. Otherwise, maybe going short a couple of pennies lower than that, guys.
Okay, yeah, Sorrento, I don't mind a 12 break to the downside either. We did get going to 1180 before, but wow. Brendan, again, what up, bud?
IBIO, guys, we talked about it end of last week. They had earnings. This one vaccine related way back when. We had a huge move up to 750. Back below $3 here. There's also 275. If you look at yesterday, big time support at 275 got broken there. Higher relative volume again today for IBIO.
Okay, here goes.
And we go yeehaw action, guys. A halt again in IGC, but this time we're long. Entered right here, right off the open. We said if it opens higher, we'll try to pick some up. I got 138 to the long side. We took a bunch out in front of 150. That's why I got distracted. It's now halted at 152, so like 10% of the money. I'm very likely, if it opens lower than my entry price, or even lower than that 135, I'm just going to cover it immediately on the reopen. Otherwise, let's see how far we can get this one to run. I don't like holding through halts. That's why I took off like 80% of the position. I think it's just prudent to do that every time.
I just missed SRNE. How far? See, I only crossed down 3 pennies. Very, very silly. Damn it! That 12 break we did. Oh man, this could have been, we would have just set our night on fire. And by night, I mean morning. $12 break. I called that one. We only crossed down 3 pennies. Psh, not a good trade there. I would have loved to have that short. Darn it. That was one that we called there. So some days you're going to miss them and some days you're going to get them, but that's another one, another opportunity of a missed trade there. I looked over and I was like, what the hell? SRNE's below 12. Why am I not short? But there's the break there. We talked about going short on 12. Unfortunately, I only crossed 3 pennies. Well, it was actually 4 pennies, but my break was 11.99, so we went down to 96 there. So only 3 pennies on that one and miss it. So SRNE, those of you that have it, congratulations for that. We're getting out now 39s, making it all back right now on plug power. Let's see how high we can get, man. I still think we take out the top.
I still like that 1050, not 1050, more like the 1053 areas. I look at JMIA approaching that 1250. When it comes to plug, we mentioned, and you gotta note these sometimes on the level 2, there was a big seller right at the 1053 level. This is right here when it came back in. Tried to test this price. That's why you get a turnaround. Tell me, that was a real order there, guys. If it breaks through, I definitely like it. Let's see what happens. I mean, I think it gets you to that high of day, and that's the secondary break. My eyes are gonna be glued because I am in this halt of IGC. It's gonna open up in about 2 minutes or so. I got the 138 to the long side. It looks like it'll open hopefully significantly higher right now, indicating at least like 152, which is the halt price.
Yeah, I don't know. We're getting questions at it looks like it's right. My board's right. Plug 1031. Is yours right, Neil? Long FSCT.
Yeah, and IGC.
IGC. Okay, so yeah, we're fine, guys. The position board is right. We were having some problems with that in the last couple weeks, but now it looks like it's fixed. And shout out to Juan and everybody working on that for us. We have an incredible IT team behind us, so that's fantastic, and production team to go as well. But guys, the one thing I want to bring up here. So here's the show. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but there's this share button here. If you guys could share, we're going to try something new here. We have a lot of subscribers. Please share this to your friends, because what we're trying to build up here is a community of learning, right? And so the more viewers we have, the better it's going to be, the better our chat's going to be, the more ideas we're going to have as a group as well. So share that if you can, get that out and spread the good word of Trader TV Live. What's up, Brendan?
CNR in New York. This is not Canadian National. If you're anyone from Toronto or trading in Toronto, this is Cornerstone Building Supplies. They reported earnings this morning in the pre-market here. Just broke $9, right back down though, below 9. Decent volume here for CNR in New York, guys.
Yeah, definitely a good look. And BoxL finally sort of more definitively lower than that 234, 235, 240 area price. It still hasn't made a parabolic move since the 250 break and is trying to round itself out. I don't know why I'm sitting here thinking I want to try to bottom pick and go long on this name. Initial idea was short. I hadn't made an execution. I'm trying to be a little bit disciplined with this one. I don't know that there's a key price for a break to the upside unless you really look at that 270, 275 area. Maybe it's going to be a short right here with a tight 250 stop. Otherwise, JMIA starting to roll over, so I'm not going to necessarily wait for 1250 again. It's going to be a long break. You can like 1270 or 13 even. I'm starting to lean towards the former as I was looking at the latter before, but I think JMIA is a breakout through that 1270 to 13 even area. I'll take one more shot at the short before it happens, though. And thank you, Valeria, for the refill on the coffee.
Yeah, Valeria with the big save right there. Thank you, everybody. You can get your merchandise too on the website there, but yeah, that doesn't matter. We're drinking our coffee up here, and we are short. We're only long plug right now, and it's going. So we're long at 31s right now, and we talked about taking this once again. I'm going to sip my coffee. And as we do, here we go, a nice little win for Plug Power, up 14%. Good trade here, Neil. As we go, let's see how high this thing wants to go. Thank God we held some of it. Now we're getting some out right now at 43s. Good trade, obviously. As we go, let's see. I told you I think we can get back up to this area, so let's hold out. We'll get some out at 1050 again, as that was a drop-down spot, and then we'll wait to see what can happen. So 1050 was my first bust, so we'll get some out here in the 40s, see about 50 again, as it looks like 43 was a good out to start with.
Yeah, it's been 5 minutes. Maybe Brandon, if you can double check for me, I'll check in a second if I get a shot here. But it's not if it's a volatility halt, then I'm looking for IGC to be open up already. It's been about 30 seconds past that 5-minute mark. I still have some longs here at 138. That's why I have to be monitoring it here. I did get into JMIA, by the way, 12.28 to start that short. I'll probably add to it in front of that 50. 70 stop. Probably won't wait till like 13 to go long. But I'd forgive you if you like 12.70 for a breakout price as well. There is potential that maybe I'm looking at. You always go to NASDAQTradeHalts.com to get an idea. I should always double check here, IGC, and yeah, exactly. It's a volatility halt, so it should already be open back up. I am going to have to watch that level too. I don't want to miss out. I don't always like to use like a market on open order and take whatever price. I'm going to try and get out of that one manually.
Okay, and yeah, we're still waiting for Plug to go up, and we're going to be 3 for 3 here if we can get Plug to go. So we're going to wait on that one. I'm going to park some orders, like I just said, at the 50 level for that name. RCL, wow, this one just got crushed. We talked about this going to the upside based on Mr. Putin's vaccine there yesterday. We did see a big run on RCL yesterday, but today, no. And this is what we're talking about. RCL already coming from $20, now looking to maybe test this 54. That's the 50 period. I do like that. On the daily, it looks sloppy. There's not much here to look at unless we get below this 57 even mark. Actually, wow, I'm glad I see this right here. 57 is very choppy here, but lately we've bounced off of it once and twice. Only 2 days. That's only the last 2 days. 57, not super exciting to me. RCL, nah. I'm going to pass on this one. I thought it was a little more exciting than that, but we do always have a look at Carnival. This is
I mean, Carnival, for me, it also flushed through, continued that 16 mark. I was trying to see where it could pick a bottom, but it just doesn't have the juice to it. You know, I look at the ES fighting back to the upside and not taking with it those recovery names. Overstock, of course, we mentioned with the offering. You know, I was looking for an opportunity to go short there on Overstock, of course, on that break. It decides the other direction. It breaks the back of anybody that did go short. I was waiting for a breakdown, so thankfully for that. I'm now looking at this 90 even area. It's tested it a couple times. It's also the pre-market top. If it wants to roll over at that price, maybe that's the entry point that I'm going to be looking for on Overstock. I'm not really sure why IGC continues to be halted. Volatility halt, it's now been 8 minutes long, so I am long in that one. JMIA short, looking at Overstock in front of 90 for a short opportunity. Also watch out, 87.50 looks pretty good.
Okay, we're going to go just 1,000 shares or so. If Neil can break 1320, we'll get going on that one. But I don't know. I mean, there was a bottom down here. I like 1320. It was a stopping spot. It was a little bit decision-making area right there. And we do have it as VWAP on a 3-minute. This is a 1-minute chart. So now we're breaking back below. So we'll wait on that one. Who knows where that's going to go. But I did want to check back on NEO for later on, and look at this flush right back to the downside. So you know what? Scratch that. They don't want to buy this today. So we're going to cancel NEO. Plug, good outs in the 40s like we talked about. Our best out was 43. We then get some out 41s, 42s. Now falling back down to where we're in at here. So yeah, this may be the only loser that we do have on here. Normally, I don't think I've held a halt that actually went up. So I do wish luck on that trade for IGC there for you, Neil. Now, I never seem to have any luck there. So I hope that goes the right way for you. You're long, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I'm long here. I don't know why it's not open.
I don't know. Yeah, well, that's Brendan's going to have some news in a second. We can throw it to Brendan now. I'm looking at Square. What's up, Brendan? Oh, he's at the big screen.
It is already 10 o'clock, guys. 30 minutes gone like that. Let's have a look at North American markets here. Nicely positive right across the board. Full percent for the S&P, 1.03%. In fact, the Dow starting to come back in a little bit. We saw the Dow leading yesterday and the day before, 0.6%. Look at tech stocks as well. Back in charge here, 1.7, 1.5%. The composite, the 100 leading there, 1.75%. Russell, also a full percent to the upside for small caps. Here in Toronto, TSX about a full percent. We have the BOVESPA down in Brazil, 0.6% to the upside today as well. Here in Toronto, a couple of things moving. Shopify, nice look here, 2.8% straight, higher so far today from 1,300 up to 1,335. We're still not at that high from yesterday, but it is trying. These were very weak yesterday. Cannabis stocks, I mean, big flush here on weed yesterday at the open. We're starting to see that selling coming back in. 22.50 held over here late in the day yesterday. Let's see if it can be a little bit of support for wheat, CGC down in the U.S. Enbridge as well. Energy stocks are strong ahead of the oil inventory numbers. We had a nice little pop here, 44.75 up to about 45.20 for ENB. Guys, back over to you.
Nice.
Yeehaw action. Look, sometimes you get fortunate with these halts. It's a binary thing. If you're long in a halt like this, look, it can come up, it can gap to the upside, it could gap down on you. This time it happens to go up for me. I just immediately take the profit out. I see it look like it's going to halt up again at 180. I'm just covering. At this point, with a parabolic move, 2 breaks to the upside, a stock with a history of retracements when it does make those gaps up, I'm going to take the profit and run on this. At some point, I am going to be looking for a short. When these come back in, it can get violent. Look, there's a lot of risk, of course, going short when you have a move like this. It's up almost 200%. So, it's not necessarily the best idea for everybody. If you don't have access to things like a market on open key, when it starts having these multiple halt situations, you might want to stick away from it. We can with direct market access. So Sean and I, Brandon as well, everyone on the floor here can get in when it reopens. We can get out on that reopen as well. We have access to multiple gateways, so liquidity is not a problem for us as well. But I'm going to start thinking about shorts after this one. We were able to get 138 long all the way to a 180 break, a cover for that last little 20%. So nice trade on IGC. I'm done with the long for now.
142.27, yeah. Okay, 142.20 or so, 142. 05 maybe. Okay, yeah, we're only talking about this because I'm trying to get square long here. We're going to take it if it breaks back above here. 143.40, square up 3.3%. We talked about that before we cut it to Brendan. I do like a long. We'll average into a long and use this. This is what the break spot that I was looking at, just in case we get picked up down here. You'll see me go long into square into the 60s or 70s on this name right now. And oh, there it is again. Kevin Chang, what up? Nice little 150 NT. What we had that yesterday. NT, what currency is that? But either way, thank you so much, Kevin Chang, on that one. We got a big one yesterday, NT as well. And here comes another one. What is your thoughts? What thoughts on Tesla? Sorry. At what price would you recommend a long at? Well, I actually only got into Tesla, and I'm kind of shy to say this, but at 500 when it broke back down there in the springtime, obviously, when it dipped down here, could have averaged into 400, but didn't. I think Tesla always, guys and girls, has a tendency to fall and fall rapidly when the market takes a little bit of a ledge down. So you have the 50 period down here. I think at some point we probably do test this. That's 1265. So to answer your question, Kevin, I would probably wait until 14, if not mid 13s before getting in. I don't know. If you want to take a new position now, maybe 1 share, 2 shares, something light. I mean, depending on your book, I would say buy 20% now if you like it. I think the 5-for-1 is a good catalyst to the upside for them. So watch out for that. I don't think there's much upside surprise here coming, but I think we can test back down here. It's consolidating on the daily chart, 1,300 to go on Tesla. So I would say buy some now, average in around 13, and then if you get 1265, you're pretty lucky, and then watch out for 1,000 break. But it's going to be 5-to-1, so you're going to be looking at 300. We did average into, or didn't average in, but we have square now. 142.60. So let's see how high this one goes. It's bounced off 43 a couple times. Let's take a quick 40 pennies if we can. Get out at 143 and then see if we can make the high.
Yeah, and stock, and apologies for this one. We talk about this over and over again in Kodak, and 1050 was a break. I actually mentioned in the pre-market 1030 level in the afternoon. That price range was a great short range. I did not catch it, and it's an embarrassing excuse. Every single day I paid for shorts in like the last 2 weeks, with the exception of today on Kodak. So unable to get that break, or when it rolls at 10, it just bounced off 950. I think maybe you get another shot to short it in front of $10. Otherwise, I sort of missed the boat on that one. And thank you for all the members in the super chats there. Try to get to as many as we can. I know there's a lot of symbols worth looking at. I keep coming back to, and I feel like we should talk about that plug level as well. I got stopped out bottom wick here when it broke that 1020, but look at the reversal off of 10 even. So I'm going to shoot myself in the foot there. It was like the third long that I took. It was the last one was a loser. But if it holds this 1020 from the pre-market, that's a higher low at a significant level. Maybe you get that run. And if you're just scalping it into that 1050, that's a good return in a $10 stock. I mean, you're essentially risking from here about 5 to 7 cents maybe, depending on what your slippage ends up being, and then you have the chance to make something in the lines of like 15 to 20 cents. So that's a great return there. I'll take another shot at it. Still waiting for IGC to open up again. I'm done with that long, guys. But looking for Kodak to get back to 10 so I can short it.
Okay, and we go Superman again, and Square basically perfect trade here on Square, guys. In at 50, right where we said we would like it. Sorry, 60. Our average price 59. Out there 91s. Right before 43. We call that. We go back to the upside now. Now we're going to wait for some more upside surprises here. 143.10 or so. Let's get a little bit more out, maybe right now for 30 pennies. Now 40 pennies, and then wait to see what happens on the upside. 143.40 is going to be the break spot. We'll go hella long at that spot if it comes through, but right now it is not. So let's get out some more on Square. Nice little 40-cent win. Punch you in the face, Square. Thank you very much.
Brendan, what do you got, bud?
We saw gold stocks higher, guys, in the pre-market there, along with the price for gold, coming back to the downside now. So we're coming back into 850 here for Kinross, KGC, dual listed stock. But have a look at the daily chart. Interesting level here around 850 for Kinross, guys.
Big run here on a pen. I don't know how we kind of missed this one. Volume spike on the way back. Is it tested through 50 here, right through 50 break, came all the way back in here. Big time volume continuing here on pen. This is a secondary push through 50. I just want to quickly jump to what you can see here. There's been a lot of resistance that's sort of ho-humming around this 50 break. I think at some point it could actually start to really go here. I did get that plug at 1025. You'll see that long position. I'm going to get it out starting in the 30s. But I like this pen. If it fails a third time here, what actually might be technically a fourth time at 50 even, I'll jump into a short. I think the break is going to be at 50-50, however, and then from there it could be all systems go for another push to the upside. I think it's a bit overblown, the college sport thing, because with the NBA, the NFL looking okay to go, there's still going to be gambling money regardless, guys. People are going to bet.
Okay, so you can cancel my RCL right now. So the only thing we have on is plug. Square comes downside. So in and out. So that's basically I would say timber on the stock. But as I look at my net, it's literally flat. We lost $6 there on Square. So in and out, back and forth right there. Out for that 30 cents and then out again for the 30-cent loss. So that's a flat trade. And that's what we do. We try to give you guys all the trades and then also give you our kill spots as well. It's really sad about Kodak because, again, I was answering some questions on Twitter, which apparently is not that effective. But Kodak right down here, minus 3.5% today to the downside. And yeah, people are telling me they're stuck $30, $40 on Kodak, and I just feel horrible. And I did tweet out back when Kodak was going crazy back here, guys. I did tweet this out that watch out, and this is a failure of market conditions and how the market works when this was happening. And then whenever we say that, I mean, you got to expect this to come back to the downside. So right now, unfortunately, I don't like anything I see on this one. 765 break to the downside. I feel bad for anybody stuck in Kodak, but if you're stuck in it, I don't really have any advice right now other than I hope for you, because you're stuck, it means you're long. I hope that it can go back up. We want all of our friends to win on this trading show. So hopefully that can happen for all of us as well here today.
The only thing I would say is that everything depends on your price, your risk tolerance, and there is at least some juice to what people are, what I've seen others say. And this is not from me. That around $7 or $8 is where you could actually value that business if they get this deal. And I think that's sort of the concern here, of course, that if they don't get that loan and this all blows up in their faces, you're a $2 stock, ultimately speaking here. But if they do, sort of that value was put around that $7, $8 range. This plug trade, again, with one misstep from on my end, I know Sean was holding on to it for that 10, which looks like a much better idea than where I took it. I took the bounce play we just mentioned, 10.25. I did cover half of it in front of VWAP here, and I got some orders to get out in front of this lower high. So 10.53 was that seller. It stalled out at 10.44. I'm going to sell in front of VWAP this time, make sure we're locking in profits. Kodak, no bounce. We missed the 10 break. We missed the 10.30 break. It has not bounced to 10 even to get me a re-entry point, and I'm going to be sick. I'll show you guys what happened on NVAX coming back out of upgrades and downgrades with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at so far today. Moving around to the upside, you can see nicely higher. In fact, everything that was upgraded this morning, or not everything, but a few names, interesting names. Home Depot there, I'll show you that one in a second. Marathon, 2.7%. Oil higher, as we mentioned already. Fulcrum Therapeutics, yeah, not so good. 3.3+% to the downside. This one as well gave you a decent opportunity at the open there. Plexus, but a little bit thinly traded on that one. Here's Home Depot. Look at the daily chart. We are right near these highs. Watch that high from yesterday, 280 above us here, coming into play hopefully shortly. But volume really not great on Home Depot, but trying to get higher. This is that TGI, bottom of the list there on the right side, 8.5%. Just got absolutely flushed off the open, 820 down to 750. Bounced off 750 there. A couple of downgrades for that one today, guys. Back over to you.
Thank you there, Brennan. I see you, Brock Pope. Thank you for the super chat. Just talking about Boeing here, it is sort of worth noting they had like net negative in terms of their sales. They had more withdrawals of orders than they had new orders coming in. That's negative news. You did fail to break through that 50 period. I mean, look, it did try the breakout. It was a great trade yesterday. Today is a different day. This is what you're going to see happen. 184.20 was a great break to 190. That's what we called yesterday. But today, off that news, we are making a bit of a flush. Now, it does at least, somewhat give you some support down here at this 176. If the idea is that you're stuck in a long position, I think that's a bit of a kill zone. I don't know if I'm going to be bottom picking it here, but the market is stabilizing a little bit. And I mean, there's always bad news in Boeing. It does seem to usually bounce back. It does seem like a relatively, I don't want to say low risk trade because you're talking about $1 to $2 worth of risk from this 178 area, but it is a bottom from earlier on, like a couple of sessions ago, that 176. Not an insignificant level if you want to try something in front of it, guys. IGC did reopen. It's a downward halt, so I am now looking to go short this name. I know we have free shorts. I don't know if everyone else does there, but it busted through $2, came back into that 180, which was the exact price that it halted to the upside where I got out. If it reopens lower than that 180, or at least in this sort of 180 to 190 range, I think one of those trades where I try to slip in here at like 85.90 with a 205 stop, if it breaks the new high, that's a trade I'm going to look to execute. You got to be careful with these, like I've already said.
Okay, guys, here we go. Guess who's back? Back again. Yeah, okay. Bang! Thank God there we go. Line them up on square. We're long again, 78, making all that money back, baby, as we go. Bang again. Nice little out there. Nice little 40-cent win there on square. So, yeehaw, explode the money. That's Neil's line, yeehaw. What am I using that for? Make a nice little move to the upside there. So we get some out, 142 and change there to the upside on square. So, yeah, bang it out. In here, 147. Sorry, 147, 141. Wow, that one looks like a 7. Upstairs, it's because it's 77. Our average price is 78 right now. We just take out some 30, 40, 50 cents. Now square goes to the upside even more. Let's see how high this thing wants to go. Our out is just here, VWAP. That's why we took it. Strong stock. I love this stock. Another COVID play here. Square. Obviously, you can see the market didn't like the news yesterday from Putin, obviously, coming through. They liked it yesterday. But now some of these stocks here that are COVID plays are making moves back up. 40-cent win right now on square. Siren alert, let's go.
I'm just looking at VXRT and I see a few people asking about it. It's look, another one of these names that's pulling back in. You have Vaxar, you have Sorrento, you have a lot of these stocks giving heavily back. So you can kind of chalk it up to what we already saw yesterday, an extension of those moves to the downside. Usually I'm looking for consolidation levels for breakouts, maybe some pullback trades. You're looking at like 950 to 970 as the next significant level on Vaxar if it comes back in. And still waiting for IGC to open back up. These volatility halts in IGC have been more like the 10-minute mark instead of 5 minutes. Brennan, what do you got?
NTech here, guys. Speaking of IGC, yeah, going crazy still. This one, little teeny tiny penny stock, has a product or a drug very, very similar to the one that IGC is starting to work on again after that FDA clinical hold was removed. So IGC going crazy. Little sympathy play here, guys. NTEC, 11.5%.
Wow, Square, dollar now, 78 cents right now in the money on Square. Let's see if we get some out right here as it just fades back down a little bit. We're already out. Look at this bang right there. That's 70 cents right there. It does go up to $1 in the money and then fades back just a little bit here. So Square putting us right back to the top now where we need to be. Plug as well. We hold that one. Again, you know, we're very, very disciplined here. We give you this bottom of 10. We're waiting for that to come through. We now break through VWAP, and now it goes back to the upside. So yes, sir, once again, 2 for 2. No losers today. We just need Plug to go. If Plug can go, then that'll be big success. This is already a monster success. Square, remember I told you we lost a little bit? No, no, no. It all comes right back now, and now we're huge on Square. Let's see if we can take out 60 again. That's where we're waiting. So if you get through 60, we'll be out another leg, and then we'll wait for the top again, guys. 143 and change. Square making that money.
Yeah, I just pulled out of that plug, pulled the plug on plug, I should say. I just saw that on the level 2. You would have seen this on Sean when he was looking at it at 37 and 39, a couple of sellers there. I just jumped out of it at 36 in front with that 10.25, and I'm going to rinse and repeat every single one of these dips. However, worth noting, it's making both lower highs and higher lows, forming a bit of a wedge. So the volatility is decreasing. However, that could form a secondary breakout at some point. Looks like that might be a little bit later on. I promised you I would go to this and show you. This is the second time that I've done this. When you have your hotkeys, you have to make sure that you don't make this type of a mistake. I got short in the rollover. I mentioned that we wanted to catch the rollover in front of 135 on NVAX as I put it in a stop order. I got out of it accidentally. By the time I noticed, it was entirely too late. This is insanity what's going on with NVAX. I mean, 2 legs to the downside that are both $20. I don't know how I'm not fading the third one if it gets into that 125 to 130 range again. I think Valeria has something for us.
Hey guys, we're just 400 subscribers away from becoming 70,000 trading club. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button now, and please tell the world about Trader TV Live. Share the link with your friends and members of your family. And also guys, please support and let's get 1K likes today. Smash the like button and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
All right, guys, Plug again. Look at this. Hit the cowbell. We get some out there at 36, and then we hold 39s and now 42s. That's right where we were at before. Look, Plug, you can do this. Let's see how high you can go right now. We're long at 31, making all that money back, guys. Okay, Square right now as well, dropping. If it breaks this, we're out. But again, only 10% left. Square, a big time win. So we go perfect there on Square. We hold a little bit, but look at these outs. Bang it all the way to the upside. You can't hold on forever, so that's why we hit that perfect button. And look where this thing falls, guys. Pigs get slaughtered. We talk about that all the time. And now there it goes back down, guys. You're going to have to follow what we do here if you want to make the same trades. And there it goes upside down right there on Plug, on Square. Plug still going, though, having a problem. That's why we get out again here in the 40s. So let's wait to see what this does. I still think, I mean, I don't see any reason why we can't break back above 50 and get going even more here. Plug still down 8%. I don't like holding longs on stocks that are down. But again, they did have that nice news there. Discounted stock offering down to 10.25. I'm assuming this was taken really well because now we're trying to head upside. So stock offering puts this thing down 10%, but it stares 10.25 in the face and then rips higher. So I like this. Let's see how high this can go.
Yeah, here comes the NVAX. They're trying to come back. It just bounced $12 and trying to roll over hopefully around this sort of 125 to 130 area. Stalling out here at like 123. I'd like it to eke a little bit higher, shake a few more people out before getting an entry point. Still, IGC still hasn't opened up here, but Kodak, on the other hand, has put in, and I got to show this to you, a bit of a double bottom got put in at Kodak at 950, bouncing back to the upside, and it's trying to break out here. I'm not going to look at 986, so forget about this rollover. You're looking at about $10 as the key level for me. If we break through that price, I'll be then sort of eliminating the short idea until we retest the 1050. But if we can roll over shy of 10 even, that's where I'll jump back into a short, guys. So now looking at Kodak, we paid for the shorts a little bit late, unfortunately, and that's all on me. You got to prepare. I knew I wanted to short this one today, and I just didn't get myself ready to do it. I'm going to jump in here. I don't think for the last time, but certainly if it breaks 10, it'll be the last time until we see 1050. Hard stop for me at 10 even. Going to short here Kodak. 982, we just got 81, check that. See if we can add to it in the mid 80s. 10 even is going to be the stop, guys. But as I look over at IGC, the small cap, still halted. Let's go to Brendan right now for our small cap recap.
Yeah, IGC still crazy stock today. Wow, what a move to the upside after an initial move down. I was actually short, but took it out for a flat trade. We'll talk about a few more small caps here. JMIA, yeah, down 28% still. Was talking about 1350. 1350 was a great area on the daily chart. Wanted more to the upside here, but never got that. But nevertheless, sell the break of the breakdown of the pre-market support there through 1320, all the way down to 1160 at the bottom down there. Huge move for JMIA to the downside. Yeah, plug. I was short and made money on this morning. 1050 was a little bit of a level in the aftermarket yesterday. This spike to the downside. 1050 came into play, so short in front of 1050 there. Took it out in front of that offering price around 1020, so a little scalp. IBIO, another one we just saw breaking that 1275, or sorry, 275 level. That was support for most of the day yesterday. Really wanted this higher as well. Never got there, but nice look down to 235. So lots going on. Kodak was a great trade today. IGC obviously on the long side, a great trade as well. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, I just follow me all on Twitter, guys. I just tweeted it out. Trying to build, obviously, a community here, so that's what we're doing. Plug right here. We talked about Plug today. We talked about WFC on a perfect out, perfect in and perfect out as WFC fails at 26.15 there, just like we called it. We put it out to 26.25 there as a possible high for WFC, and here we go. Twitter right now, 6,400 followers. Holler. Let's see if we can get to 6,500 right now. Thank you for all the love and the support, answering a lot of direct messages as well for you guys on the show. So we'll continue to run on that one. And here goes Plug. Yes, sir. It's a cowbell type of day here for Plug Power as we continue to go to the upside. We're long 31s right there. I just tweeted out that I think we can get through 50. And if we do, we'll maybe take some more shares. But right now, 13 pennies in. Let's get this out, guys.
Yeah, just IGC opened back up. Quickly going to get some shares in here to the short side. In front of like a 175 area. We actually got 162, not the best entry price. But also looking at CCL, rounding out to a bit of a bottom. We're looking for a bottom pick. This might actually be it in front of 1550. I'm not at the point where I'm going to jump into it yet, but certainly it's getting a little bit enticing. I want to make sure we have a good low. But this is what I was talking about, IGC. Opens back up, opens lower. I mentioned why I didn't want to be... it looks like it's going to halt again. Do we want to get some more shares out? I'm going to get... Look, I took off... half the trade here at 156. Average price was 64. I'm going to take off another quarter at 48 as it's about to halt one more time. It's a downward halt for the second time in a row. If it goes back to 125, 100% I will be all out. This was that sort of turnaround breakout price around 125, around 135. So if it's down here, I'm definitely going to cover the last of the short opportunity in IGC. If it decides to turn around at that price, maybe we can think about longing in front of $1. Want to defend that penny stock or formerly penny stock status. But I think we're kind of done for the time being with the longs on IGC. But you got to watch out. It's going to open back up here. Nice trade. You're going to catch 15, 20 cents. Not as big as on the way up. But very, very careful. Be very careful playing these halts. It's not lasting more than a minute or two when it does reopen.
All right, yeah, good talk there. Plug 58s, bang, we hit that. We just tweeted that one out, guys. So there it is. You roll the dice on Plug Power, and it's payday time. Nice little move up, guys, off this long 1030. We talked about that. There it is. Bang it to the upside. There goes Plug Power. So a nice little move. Out 58s there. So big, big move. What up, B?
Who knows? To the upside here, guys. Big spike, both price and volume, 1350 up to above 14. Holding above 14 here, but huge volume coming into SONO, guys.
Yeah, I'm like I said, my plan over on Plug was we got the reload. I got out in front of VWAP and broke that 53 seller. I'm going to take all of this out in front of this high, guys, 1067. I think that's we mentioned this is the secondary break on its own. You can take that trade. If it rolls over, I'm actually considering a short off this. Remember, this is a bit of an offering. I'm going to take my profit on the breakout trade, but if it rolls over, I think we can go short in front of 1067. Just worth noting here, Kodak making a run towards that 10 even. This is my first short. It shouldn't have been. That was very sloppy of me. If it breaks 10, I'll be all out of it. But Plug making a run at that 1067 right now, that's the high of day.
Give it, bring it, out at 1064. The cash falling down. Give us that cash, guys. Once again, we go perfect today. Everything in the money for us today, and everything winning again and again and again. And that's what we keep on doing here on the show. So plug, just another winner for us here. Long at 1030. We took the long at the open 1048. Bang that out up here, same levels. Gets them out 64, guys. Again, look at Twitter. We just talked about this. This is my talk. I still think we can get through 1050. That was a couple minutes ago, only 4, and then bang it right to the upside, takes them out at 64. That's how we do it. It's chicken dinner winners for everybody. We'll get a vegan option for you guys soon, but right now, that's what we do it, and bang it out, Brendan. Let's go.
What would the vegan option be, I wonder? That's a good question. OPTT here, guys. Another one just coming in on a volume scanner. Big time move to the upside here on big time buying volume. Have a look at OPTT as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to say thanks for all the support here on the channel here. I'm just going to post that all thanks support. That doesn't even make sense, but we just tweet that out right here. All thanks support. Everybody making some money there. I see someone up here made some money nicely on plug. I can't remember where you were, Tyler. You're up there somewhere. But that's it. Thanks all for support. I don't know if that matters. Ron Livio here. Okay, those. Oh, we've had Ron. That's Lithuanian, no, Romanian dollars, I believe. What software do you guys use for charts and actually be live with these stocks? Yeah, it's called Day Trade the World. So head over to daytradetheworld.com and you'll be able to see the platform is called PPRO8. PPRO8 from daytradetheworld.com. Holla, that creates some home run action for us here. And thank you to this nice software developers of PPRO8 giving us multiple opportunities to continue to crush names for you live on the show.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, guys. The ability, I mean, to play halts and things like that, direct market access, is just a gigantic advantage. Even on plug, to be able to notice the level 2 and those orders that we see that hold significance. You talk about that 1053 that drove it down, gave you some good entries, and also the breakout there. I want to get to Nikola. We haven't talked about it at all today. Breaking out through 43, and again, it's just a dip buy opportunity for you there. It's now forming a consolidation range at the top. Watch out 1436, 4365 at the high end of the range here. I'm looking at 4310 as the bottom. A lot of times it's a breakdown for me, and because it's in front of 43, I will not be taking that short. I would look for something along the lines of 4350 for a range trade potentially, and then range that down to like 43 over to VWAP there. I would anticipate a good shot you can bounce off VWAP in this upward trend, so I'd be all out in front of that. Maybe even thinking about a long, guys.
Yeah, and I also see a lot of people making money on Roku. We already got a super chat for that. You're welcome for that as we hit slap shots, not for the Maple Leafs, as they are eliminated. And Columbus Blue Jackets and Tampa Bay went to 5 overtimes.
Insanity.
Yesterday, okay. Okay, Roku right now, I guess Toronto wasn't that bad because Tampa's definitely better than Toronto. So definitely a good look there for the Lightning and the NHL to go. Okay, Plug Power still making moves, man. We just took some out at 59 there. We'll continue on that. What name was it?
It's all about the quick hands, guys. I mean, I'm going to go hot dog action for IGC. We just talked about the advantages of Day Trade the World. I mean, look, the ability to quickly notice it comes upside and about to halt on me. I did still have some 164s short. It opened back up. I saw it immediately try to test lower than this 147 price. The second it bounces higher than that halt price down here just under 150, immediately get out and don't get any slippage. Right out at 150 there. So you're quick on the keys. You have access to all the different gateways that we see here. Happened to be ARCA that I was using this time, and in and out. The last trade will be a 14-cent win. Yeah, it would have been nice if it went down to 125, but I'm probably done for the time being in IGC. These halts are ridiculous. It's only opening for 2 minutes. It's a bit too much. We've already made some big wins. Let's just walk away from it. Brennan, what do you got?
Wednesday, guys. That means crude oil inventories at 10:30. Let's have a look at what is expected here. Negative 2.8 million barrels to the downside. The number negative 4.5 million barrels to the downside. So about 2 or 3 weeks in a row, we've seen a much bigger than expected decline in weekly crude oil inventories here. So the API number out aftermarket yesterday also looking for a bigger than expected drawdown, which we got today. So you flip over to the crude oil contract. Not a lot of action here on that number. Might be a little bit delayed, but coming back in a little bit, guys, even with a decline.
Okay, we'll check out XOM on that one. Plug, we just took some more out at 60, and we're pretty light on that one, so that's a cash money millionaire type of trade right there. Obviously you guys know what that reference is as well. Okay, Plug, not doing anything. I can't remember what name I want to go to. Oh, yeah, we want to look at WFC again, another name that we destroyed early and tweeted out as well. Look at this out, guys. Beautiful trade here off the open. We pinged that 26.15. We tweeted this out as well, that we were looking at 26.15. I actually tweeted out 26.25, but 15, that was the kill spot. You heard me all talk about that as we took it. Now we're bouncing on WFC. So I did want to look at a possible long down there if you do like that one. I'm just debating whether or not yesterday you saw me with JPM yesterday, and here's the chart from yesterday's JPM trade here on Twitter again. We traded, this was yesterday, I gave this out yesterday afternoon. Look at all of these buys as we defended 105, and all of these blue ticks are longs, and all of these red ticks are outs to the upside. So nice little trade there. That was on JPM. We tweeted that out at 12:25. We just kept going back and forth here with JPM, and actually, it's just an update. This tweet was later than that, but all of these outs there, nice little trade there. At Trader TV, Sean, you could definitely follow me if you want to see some of those trades come through the book. But okay, other than that, now I think we might do the same thing here, defending 104 on JPM.
I'm disappointed. Look, Tesla, great run to the upside here, obviously off 1434. So when I'm going to say that I'm disappointed in what just happened, I was looking for a test of 1500. It stalls out at 97 before turning around. I did say usually the first bounce down is the best one for a scalp type of idea in front of what's usually a moving train. I'm not going to go in front of the freight train the second time, guys. So unfortunately, might not get that exact trade. If you took it at 97, you did get that scalp. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have it. Brendan, what do you got?
Guys, just watch Uber here. Just seeing some headlines coming across suggesting the CEO saying that a temporary, at least, shutdown in California is possible off of the news we saw yesterday with that court ruling saying that they have to treat drivers in California as employees. So the CEO coming out saying that a temporary, at least, shutdown in California is possible. I want to mention this one as well. Emeritus AMTX on the NASDAQ, 29%. Look at the daily chart on this thing. This thing was 80 cents a week ago. It's now $3.40. It's a biochemical company. They spun off a health product and beauty supply line that they're going to be starting. So big time volume and a move for AMTX, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like it's the first new thing along those lines in the Uber. I'm going to take a shot here. I mean, it's not a great price below VWAP. We'll probably add to it around VWAP, giving it to like 32 to see if it can take out this 31.50, guys. But otherwise, that's new news there, and I think that's going to be an interesting piece of information to go finally take a trade on Uber. I want to update on Plug. Did take that short on the reversal. It stalled out in front of high of day. That was sort of the expectation. We can always take a 167 break, 1067 break. Otherwise, got a short here at 1060. I did start taking it out here at 54. I have some orders all the way down into VWAP past that 1050 mark. It's got a hard stop at that opening range out, that high. No way I'm going to be holding through there, but right now, working in the money for us, that reversal and Plug out almost exactly at the top, reversal at the top as well.
Okay, Plug, good look there. We've already talked about that. I'm out of that Plug, so we'll wait to see what that wants to do. I mean, we're basically out of it now as we go, so we'll wait to see on Plug here. I did want to talk about Uber. We are short again. We took the 65 there on Brendan's news, and then we took 74 there on an average. So our average price somewhere in the middle, what is it? 67 right now. So we're going to give it back to 32. That looks like a decent high. We'll try to average in on this one, and no worries here for me on this anyways. So let's just wait to see what it wants to do now to the downside here as Uber looks like it wants to go again for us up. So we'll wait to see if 32 is going to be the kill spot for Uber, guys. 32 kill spot here. Let's wait to see what it does. I'm still thinking we can get back into the 50s for sure on this news. Wait till it hits mainstream media. Probably going to be a little bit of a problem. So let's wait to see on Uber.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why you guys are here. I mean, Brendan giving us the news very, very quickly on the wire. We have, we have access to Reuters icon. It's even built into our system with the news indicator. I want to jump to the level 2 here on Plug. I'll have to scroll down so you can see it. I took some shares out in front of 1050 instead of a VWAP retracement. This is a lot of the reason why. There was a seller around this price. Now we got a buyer around this price. I think we can take some profits in front. We are looking for a breakout at 1067, or at least that breakout high anyways. This gives me an opportunity, if I like it, to reload some shares in front at 1060. Otherwise, it's going to be taking profit inside of the range. If it breaks that seller, fantastic. We'll get the second half out closer to VWAP, but nothing wrong at this time of day. Ensuring you don't run afoul of what is now trying to be an upward trend in plug. Kodak still not working. It's at like 991 here. I'm short at 85. If it breaks 10, no mas. I'm all out of that trade. NVAX not really giving me much to work with here. It's just basing out in front of VWAP. It needs to roll over from this 125 mark. But man, the stock down 16%. We were looking at a 170 area yesterday. 112 is the bottom today. NVAX getting crushed. It's hard to like much of any long here. But if it does break VWAP, I mean, it's gone down so much. Is there a chance to catch a scalp? Probably through 130 to like 134. I think you can get like a $2-3 move there.
Okay, yeah, we're still giving Uber that space. Just an update, we got out to some plug there at 55. I guess the dream is sort of over on this one. We'll just see if it takes out the high again at 1067. If it does that, we'll probably reload it up. But right now, yeah, not in love with anything here on plug. So we do dump it. We do get the action we need, guys. That's that pin action that we talked about. So when we do that, we line them up and bowl them straight down. Nice little trade here on plug to the upside, as you guys can see. So good trade there. Uber coming back. Oops, that's not Uber. It's plug still. Uber coming back down. We average in 81. We did talk about that. A nice little move to the downside. Now let's see how far it wants to go. We'll get a little bit out if we can break down below 69, 70 here, which is where it's coming. Where's my bid? 67. We'll get some out off this averaged in price now. So a good little trade here. Just a little nervous in case it doesn't go. Let's get some out, only very small, like 10%, and then hold for a bottom break on Uber. I still like 31.53, man. This is not good news. They can't shut down Cali, can they? And if they do, look out below, I would say, for Uber.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big region. I mean, you almost have to take a shot at this one, especially when you get a level like that 32 even. Just watching mRNA here. 68.97, so this 69 area that you're seeing is the bottom. This is yesterday's close as well, so you're talking a positive to negative story, as well as a bottom break, as well as an even dollar break, and no jokes over there on the production crew. But I'm looking at a 69 break to the downside on mRNA. I'll be taking that one, as I might get flushed out any second now of Kodak, so we can lose today, and oddly enough, it's going to be shorting Kodak. Brendan, what do you got?
CBD MD, guys, another one from the cannabis group that reported 20% to the downside here. We're coming back into day lows, 270, YCBD, NYSE ARC Exchange, guys.
You gave us that name before, and then I was like, what are they into? And it's CBD. So, but why CBD? Why? Because Gronk has made his comeback in the NFL, and he's jacked up on CBD, said it was the best thing he's ever done. So there you go. Why CBD? That's why. Looking out for
Sean
the
just got
season.
Gronk tested like 2 seconds from now.
Yeah, Gronk's gonna get tested for something soon. Okay, there we go, 67s, nice little win right there on Uber. So we'll take that. Where's Uber? There it is. We're not in California, so hey, Uber, come over here and pick us up. We'll wait to see what's going to happen there with Uber now breaking back down. We got some small little percent there. I mean, this could still turn out to be a loser. We'll just do a little celebration there because I think we got this one. Hopefully we got it high there, 31.80. Our average price right now only 71, so it's only right here. We did take our max position, not max, but enough down here at 65 on that initial break. So trying to make some magic happen here on Uber to the downside right now. So that's the play I'm looking at. I did say we would look at WFC and JP Morgan. I'm not excited about the banks today, man. We were early. We did hammer that and take it. WFC still one of my #1 stocks on the day. Roku #1, WFC #2 as we go, and then Plug trying to get back, but that's not going to be good. We did hammer Square as well today, so that's been a nice trade for us. Dump, and now it's at the low. Watch out for Square breaking this VWAP.
Yeah, JMIA, one that we've gotten away from. It's been a good one for us this morning with a few short opportunities there, especially off that open. But it stalled a couple of times here, 1250 to 1260. It's trying to roll back over. I'll get over to Uber. I'm starting to take some profit off as well in front of 31.50. I think that's a secondary push if it gets there. But watch out for this bottom. Now, not necessarily the opening range low here at 1138. I'm more watching this level here at 1150 on JMIA. If that gets taken out, I'll be rolling into another short on this name as a breakout trade. I still like a break to the upside, but I'm changing it from 13 even to 1270. I'm going to use the opening range top. If JMIA gets back there, we'll go long at 1270, not 13 even. That's a bit of a change from what I was going to do before.
And we hit the siren, the air horn, I guess, this time because look what happens. Uber, look, pounding the table, guys. I'm not sure what else you want. How about a dancing gorilla? We gave you guys, I gave you Uber. I averaged into Uber. We talked all about this. Brendan comes with the fire. We take it. We average in. Beautiful trade here on Uber. Out at 55. Okay, we'll take that. Our average price right now, 73, and Uber just keeps on coming to the downside. So you're looking for trade ideas, guys. Here they are. Look, you want to impress your friends? Tell them you watch the show. Share the show with them. Let them know what we're doing here. We would love that. We want some more viewers, guys. We're topped out at like 5,000. Get us some more, and let's see what happens on the show. But right now, share it. And how you do that, Sean? How do you share? I didn't even know this till yesterday, but here's the share button. Hit it. You click that.
You're not alone.
And you can come up and share this bad boy all over the place. Share it on Twitter. Share it on everything you can. Get that money with trading and with following us here at Trader TV.
And guys, even if it's, look, you could talk about the trade ideas and all this execution, but even just to see, for some of you that have not seen level 2s, have access to the same things that we're looking at, just, look at plug today. I mean, if you weren't actually watching the level 2 at 1050, that buyer that just got taken out there, so you get a break, and I'm not going to get out at 51 when I've already taken profit in front of it. I'll hold half. If it breaks, I know stops are going to be there because I can see that size that everyone's looking at, and then it breaks to the downside. Now you're talking about the VWAP retracement. This is where I'm waiting the entire. I just threw this order in here actually for 1040, 1041, only a couple of pennies away. So you look at that level at 1053, it's a reason to reverse, it's a reason to pull back and then sell in front of it. It eventually gives you a breakout trade. Then we get our rollover. I mean, we're all over plug today with multiple ideas, breakouts. The only mistake I've made, and credit to you, Sean, I was looking at that 1020 and I got anchored to that offer price, and I got stopped out at 1020 on my last long there at 28. Could have held on to that one, didn't do it, guys, but there's the short retracement coming in, lower high. To the reversal, lower high, VWAP retracement play. I love that every single time I see it. Uber almost all out. Guess what level held there? 3150. So I know we just mentioned that one. I got everything out except for the last 20%. This is at 3150. That was the bottom, sort of on the way down here at 10 o'clock. If it breaks through, I think you can do a scalp trade on that little breakout, maybe down towards the low of the day here. Since the open here, 3130.
Hell yeah, and we are just raining in the cash right now, catapulting ourselves, right to the top here, guys. 3150, no LFT. We're at our highest spot we've been at all day. Let's go Uber. We talked about this one, guys. We shorted this ahead of 32 there. We've been crushing it, average. Now we're gonna wait down here in the 40s. Let's hope that can crack through 3150. We're out of half, guys. I mean, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 outs right there. We're already out of half. Let's hope for this home run trade to come through right now on Uber, and I think we got it. So just a little size there. Maybe get out of one more piece right now and then hold for the bottom. Nah, let's wait for 40s to go and get a little greedy on this one. Back over to Brendan now for, it's not Money Talks already, it's Sector Watch, I guess. What's up?
Yeah, a little different view on Sector Watch, guys, for the second day in a row. Unfortunately, our software not cooperating once again. 1.3%, hard to see, but 1.3% to the upside for the overall S&P 500. I highlighted NVIDIA here. This is NVIDIA up 3% on the day. A nice move for NVIDIA. The very top one up here, though, is AMD. So AMD leading the way so far, 4.2% to the upside. Semis in general on this board more than anything else so far today. We're starting to see a few oil and gas companies popping up here after that oil inventories number. So you have Marathon, you have Pioneer near the top up there as well. So have a look at the energy group, have a look at tech stocks among the leaders so far as strength goes. Some pharma stocks also in this as well. Veritex back to the upside again today. $270 name up 3%. We were talking about that one off earnings last week a little bit. Look at Microsoft right here as well. Microsoft having a nice day, 2.7% to the upside back for the tech sector. But as you work down the list here, here's a couple more from the semis group. You work down towards healthcare stocks as well. Some semi again down here. Which one is this? Broadcom in the semi group as well. So semis are strong, tech stocks are strong, financials also saw WFC. We talked about BAC as well on this list as well. So the financials, tech stocks, and some pharmas guys leading the way as far as the market is concerned. 1.3% for the overall S&P at this point. Back over to Sean.
Oh man, Elizabeth Miller, you're killing me, Elizabeth. You're killing me, literally killing me. NBR, every day. I have to give her credit every single day. Elizabeth talks about this stock. I'm going to say every single day, Elizabeth. You tell me if that's wrong. I think it's probably right. There we go, NBR today. Nice little move northbound. We talked about what this has done lately. I think, Elizabeth, and to call me, or tell me, actually, don't call me. You can call me if you want. But you were pounding the table of this one well back here, man, in the 20s. Maybe even lower, and that's what I'm saying. Correct me where you were calling this one, but yeah, this has been a big mover, and you hammered this one to go. It reverse split, and it's just been going nuts here. NBR, so a good little look there, and I got to give a big shout out. So I'm going to give a shout out to her right here. There you are, Elizabeth Miller. Every day she's been hammering this, and Elizabeth, you're coming on the show, I believe, soon. You and I interviewed there, so that's good. We do have our show coming up, sponsored by Lewis Daniels, our guest traders of the day. We're all out of the watches now, but you see that bling, watch out. Don't get that in your eyes. You may go blind. But, you know, Elizabeth Miller coming on the show, and thank you for that. We'll talk all about NBR and maybe what you saw there and why that's a ripper for you every single day, it seems like. And yet, I've never traded it. So, fail for me. I'm going to fall in a hole for that one. Let's go over to BoxL quickly. It is making a little bit of a comeback. It's kind of a sleepy time trade here. We'll put this up to the top. Not doing much. We were waiting for this break to the upside. We both did talk about, Neil and I, that this Samsung news was old. It was just sort of announced and made official. So, yeah, it doesn't really do much. It's still good, 22%. Look, we take that all day. But for a day trade, I think the steam is out of it. 51 million shares, though, could be wrong. Whenever you get this kind of volume, it generally means that there's a lot to go. Can you buy a coffee mug? Hold on, Neil, just one second. James, can you buy a coffee mug? Hell yeah, you can buy a coffee mug. I think they're $10.99, $9.99 US, something like that. Ships all over the world. In Valeria, if you can find that link, let's put that up. She's doing it as we speak. We don't want to, the one thing is, guys, we've actually made a decision here. We're not going to flood the channel with merchandise, promotes, and anything like that. If you want to help support the show, you know you can hit the join button. I'm going to hit our little thing right now. It's helping to promote the show. We would love for you to share the show. This is just a simple $5 little donation that we take. It gets you all those cool little emojis and whatnot. Shout outs like Elizabeth Miller and like everybody else. If you can join the show, that's fantastic. It's free. Where else? I mean, put your delay on there. Right now it's 10:47:50. So look at your clock. We have the best technology. We're running through YouTube. Very little delay. Who else does this for 180 minutes, Neil? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know the answer. It's a rhetorical question. It's absolutely nobody. I'm going to warn you, though, Sean. So I was trying to find out who said it, but don't blind everybody with the bling there on the Lewis Daniels watch. No, but someone was saying, yeah, they got blinded when you gave the look. Them. No, I'm smiling because back to shorting Kodak, and it almost stopped me out here, and then we had a stop at VWAP, and a lot of times I'll say, I don't want to have a hard stop right at VWAP. It also coincided with that 10, so when I put the order in, I was putting my stop in, it wasn't exactly at that price, but I'm all out in front of that double bottom we talked about initially at 950 here, 954 technically. I just got the last little bit of my shares out at 962. So nice little rollover trade, 15 to 20 cent scalp on Kodak. I'll see if we can't get another trade here, but 10 looks like a potential breakout for us. Double bottom, VWAP hole, 10 even, nice rollover short, but there was some buying up there. I'll take a shot. One time maybe going long on a break of 10 even, but that's likely to be it for me. I don't love the long in Kodak. I gotta be honest with you. Brennan, what do you got?
Yet another high flyer from recent days, guys, with share offering today. Ceres Pharmaceuticals, MCRB up though 3.3%. You can see we actually gapped down in the pre-market here from where we were yesterday. Held 19 though. Big offering announced after market yesterday, in fact, but right back up to where we were yesterday for MCRB, guys.
Really catchy handle. So I see catchy handle here. It says some channels stream all day. Which one? Drop the link right now. I want to see which one does it. That has live trading, talks about all the trades, and continues to go all day. Put that in the link, please. Catchy handle. I want to watch that and see where we can go. But okay, that's that one. BoxL still not doing much. And I did want to look at Snapchat right now. Snap.ny right here. Let's see what happens to the upside now of Snapchat. Nice little 2% move. Why is it still showing BoxL? Come on, Snapchat. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. Makes a nice little bottom here. Look at this in the pre-market. Back and forth, back and forth. Some algo gone wild there, I guess, but no volume. 21.87 here. Looking for a 22 break right now of Snapperoonie here. We'll see if that one wants to break through $22, guys.
Yeah, and of course, my shirt's a little slow there, but looking at Penn Gaming here, guys, just sort of the same story. It's broken 50 here, and this is why sometimes you can't get married to even dollar levels. It broke 50 one time, snapped right back. This has now turned into like a bit of a, it's not really a pivot point, but it's a bit of a, like gravity is just pulling it towards this. Every time it breaks away from 50, it goes up like 20, 30 cents or so, snaps back down. It can't get past this 49.60 area. I'm not going to play this range. I'm actually going to look to see if we can break down below that 49.60. That can be maybe a bit of a short opportunity for you. And I did at least mention that the breakout for me was not 50. You can rewind the tape there. The breakout for me would be at like 50-50 to the upside if you're playing something in the afternoon. If you want to play the middle of the range, you're kind of risking 20, 30 cents in either direction if you want to make a bet. I'd rather see Penn break out of this range than anything else. But Brennan has money talks for us at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. We'll have a look at foreign exchange markets, see how things are looking so far today. Third day in a row, I want to say U.S. dollar weakness kind of leading the way for a lot of these. So you can see a lot of these back to the upside, including the euro. About 0.5%, almost 118 now for the euro. Our Canadian dollar following suit. Yeah, we're back to that 75.5 level. Come over to the chart. That was this high, 74, just above 75.5 from a week or so ago. So we're right back to that high. For the CAD, British pound, the only one kind of struggling today, down about 0.1% for the pound, 130 and change there. Japanese yen, Swiss franc haven't really been doing much, kind of flip-flopping all week long. Australia and New Zealand also back in positive territory, as are cryptocurrencies. You can see Bitcoin having a nice day, 3%, back to 11,500. Ethereum as well, the other one we like to track, 385, once again, 3.8% for Ethereum, guys. Back over to you.
Okay, so Ethereum moving around. We do like Ethereum. I've been trading some GBTC, but not much. The volume's not really there today, but yeah, Bitcoin making a move around there. We did talk about a 22 long on Snapchat. Kind of changed my mind. I didn't take it. Really no news, no catalyst that I can really see here for this one today. So again, like I keep saying, we're not gonna put our name onto a trade that we don't believe in anyways. I'm perfect today. The only trade that we're actually a little negative on is Plug, but other than that, man, everything making that money. Roku, Square, Uber. I see someone posting there in the chat that Uber news, what's going on with it, and we've already talked about that. We're already hella short Uber right now. I'm waiting now for 40, so I don't even have any bids out on that one until the low 40s. So we're still waiting on Uber to come through for us. And then other than that, right now, yeah, just kind of chilling, looking around, trying to make some new trades for you guys. But Uber right now breaking back down below. We're just going to hold this. That's the only thing that we have on board right now is Uber. I keep checking in on the banks.
Sean, I just wanted to quickly jump in. I mean, I know, of course, Brendan has Brendan gave the news to us live, but if you did miss out on it, certainly it is down and lift also as well. Well, I apologize for this little wick here. That's ridiculous. But the news story, of course, is that they could be pulling out of California, which is huge, over that ruling that they have to treat their drivers as employees. That 3140, go to a higher time frame, pre-market lows around that 40 range. But look at yesterday's action in the afternoon, 31, a nice level. I think it breaks that 40 target at 31 even. I'm still short as well. I think giving it to 32 makes sense. Already taken profit in front of this level, so no reason I think to take any more off. That's just, look, again, that's just the way I'm going to look to treat this name. I did want to jump back over to NVAX, which just sort of continues this, I want to say, wild ride. But it's starting to give some consolidation. It rolled over just here at 125, going down to like 118 or so. It hasn't really put in a firm floor yet. I did mention a little bit earlier if it crosses VWAP 130 could be a nice break for you. I'm going to take that scalp trade, but as much as it's done a $30 to $40 range since the open, actually much closer to $40, that trade is going to be much smaller in terms of scope, and that's a target. I'm not expecting it to be big. I actually think if you get $2, $3 in that chop range when it enters, stop some people out of some shorts around lunchtime, get a couple of bucks very quickly. That's the idea for me with that trade. Otherwise, maybe a bigger break would be at 135 to the upside.
Okay, yeah, I'm still looking. Oh, Jumaya, there's another stock right there that had moved around a little bit today. Needless to say, Jumaya down 30% here. We can take a look at breaking that bottom. We did talk about it earlier, breaking this little level off the open. That was amazing. Back to Brendan, okay. Brendan? No?
I heard it.
We'll keep talking. I heard it in my ear, guys. You're right there. Let me know if there's anything you need. I don't know what's going on over there on the board. 150.62 right now. That's what I want to look at was Roku before we go there. 150 and change coming through. 150.70. Just want to look at Roku. It did make that bottom. Should have shorted through this VWAP. That was a little embarrassing. Are you sure, guys? What's up, Brendan?
This time, that was my fault, guys. My fault, not their fault. DVAX here. Just wanted to mention DVAX real quick. Huge volume coming into DVAX on the upside. So we had a huge tank off of the open, but look at the volume spikes on the buy side here for Dynavax. 3.8% still, though, in negative territory, guys.
It looks like it might happen. I completely wrote this level off, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say, Sean, you probably have forgotten about Overstock at 85.50 because it made that push through 90, got to as high as 91.85. It's back at the bottom. It gave everything back, and we're still looking at this pre-market low here at 85.50. If we get a shot at that break, certainly I'm going to still take it. I had canceled my order, so I actually have to throw it in again on that bottom break. It's bouncing now, but I was looking for the short in this name. So let's see what we can do at that price. It looks like Uber's coming back in. I'll probably reload maybe at least one time here in front of around VWAP in front of 32. Certainly worth the shot. But Overstock back on the radar, at least for a downside opportunity. And of course, as I say it runs away from the price. So I'll look at 85.50 if it comes. I don't want to overtrade this one. I was looking at one opportunity. I'll stick to that.
Yeah, we're just getting out of Uber right now so we don't turn this winner into a big L right now. So we'll wait to see on that one. We just took some more out here. It's bouncing off VWAP. We're still giving it to 32. I got to cancel all of these orders for my outs because we're already in and we're already out. Slayed that drag, and thank you so much, Uber, for that. Let's get out now. If it comes back in the low 60s, we'll get out of our last 10% and then just go on that. So that's Uber right now making some moves back to the upside, it looks like, for Uber. So yeah, mid to low 60s. We'll get out. It's coming back in. This is going to be, it's a 15-penny winner right now. Looking for more, obviously, to go here on Uber. Low 60s is my target right about here.
Yeah, and I see you guys there, Moth-E-L, JNUG. Look, I mean, anytime we're going to come in here and talk about a stock I haven't really been looking at today, it's going to be up on the day. This is on the Amex, just for you guys that are watching on the New York or NASDAQ, which is like 90% of what we're going to be trading. Just sort of worth noting immediately, it's a bit of a reversal here with the market coming to the upside. It's broken above VWAP. I feel like if you were bottom picking this name, 139, the higher low would have been that nice support to look at. That's what I would have been watching. When you go outside of, go to the higher time frame, which I think you always should, it is sort of worth noting this top that it has at 144. Resistance yesterday on the way at about the same time, about 10 o'clock. It held this all afternoon. It was a downside trend from there. That gives it a potential breakout through that 144. I know it ticked through there once. That was at 9:30 on a failed break. I would much prefer, at least in my opinion, to catch a 144 break than to be gambling in the middle when you had such a strong downward trend before. So ultimately, I think there might be a trade there through 44. I'm not going to, that's the only breakout trade I would do as a day trader. Otherwise, I'm going to stay away from JNUG. It does look like they found some support. Nothing I'll be playing, however.
Yeah, you know what? I see that. Why is Sean not on Microsoft today? I don't know. I should have. Again, it's my favorite stock. What's it doing today? Yeah, you guys are right there. Oh, okay, there goes Uber, by the way. Out there at, now we hold a little small position. We took out some more at 66. I said I was going to wait for low 60s. Changed my mind. Got out 66. We now hold a little small piece. We'll wait for that lower spot, but that just came in. So, yeah, we won't hit anything. Let's just hit, you know what, let's do this. Let's explode some money for you today. We're perfect today, so there you go. Let's wait to see what else comes through. What? I hit next stock. Okay, Softy here on the break. Why did we miss it and how did we miss it? Yeah, wow, this was a good one. Some consolidation early happening right down here. The break happens early, we miss it. You know what, guys? I don't know. Thanks for bringing it up, traders. But 207.50, in my opinion, was the missed opportunity at 10.18. This is a nice run up. We were on other stocks, so I don't feel like we really missed anything other than the fact that this was a nice break, 207.50. Looking back, let's drop it down to 3 minutes. It's almost 11 o'clock, believe it or not. We're going to have our guest trader of the day on very soon. Yeah, oh, man. Look at this level, guys, right here. This is a mistake from yesterday. Bounced off 207.50. Good look. I give a big shout out, hit the siren to you viewers there. Really proud of all of our viewers that you're able to see this. I hope some of you got that 207.50. If you did, blessed, because that is exactly the kind of trade that I would have taken. I have to look at Microsoft every day. Thank you so much for reminding me. Uber now back into those low 60s as we called. So there we go. Okay, we're canceling everything as we go. We will be ready.
Sean, I just want to quickly, we talked about Tesla 1500. I just want to alert everybody here that it is running back towards 1500. The reversal play was absolutely fantastic if you caught it that first time. I mean, I was looking for it like 97, 98 here, rolled over at 96, and it did give you that pullback. A great trade there. Watch for a 1500 break on Tesla. If you take a second shot, I wouldn't expect as deep a retracement. Maybe it gives you 5 or 10 off that level. We are now ready for our European update. Let's go to Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a very positive territory today. Britain is leading up 2.26%. Russia is up 1.3%. Switzerland is up 1.32%. Germany is up 1.14%. And France is up 1.36%. Sunrise Communications jumped 26% today after Liberty Global launched a takeover deal valued at $7.40 billion. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Back to traders and back to plug. Crossing VWAP here, heading back down towards that 1020 level that we were watching all morning long. It did give this a couple of bounces off this. I mean, at the open, it did crash through, but then holding at about 10 o'clock and then going all the way back up to session high. It's looking like if it comes back down here again, I'm likely to try a re-entry point somewhere in the like 25, 26 range. I'm going to want it to try to at least hold. I'm not going to catch it on the way down. I'd like to see it stabilize maybe for a minute or two and then jump into a long position. I'm watching Kodak as well. This is the time of day where you don't want to necessarily force trades. Getting into that lunchtime hour. Watching Kodak still holding that double bottom at 950. This is where I took out of the shares on our short. So 10 break. I'll begrudgingly take to the long side and see if we can get something out of it. But also that 950 will be a breakdown. If I can take that short, keep in mind on Kodak, every time these levels break, it can be tricky to get an entry point there. Liquidity vacuums will open up, especially on this one. There isn't always a bid past that 950. Hopefully I can catch it on the way in. If I miss it, I don't necessarily always like it to leave that order in, just sort of hang out at like 45 or 46 on the way back. Sometimes that can get you guys into trouble. I'm going to stay away from it. I did mention Penn Gaming as well, continuing to be strong, and that's why I haven't really liked this trade, guys. Just hang around this 50, over, back and forth, VWAP, 50, 50, 50. I'm going to go with that long break still. If it gives you this in the afternoon, I find this is a time of day where sometimes your best opportunities might not come for a couple of hours or so. So filing some prices away, having some trade ideas if you're going to continue to trade through the afternoon that you're going to like. So when lunchtime comes out, you can have this 50-50 break lined up for you on Penn. We've seen this happen time and time again where you get a big move, secondary push, or even off a pullback, not in this case, through a key price area. I think Penn through 50-50 could be that play. Who wants to crack VWAP at the 49.50? Maybe get a scalp trade into 49 even as well, guys. For now, I'm also still gonna be looking at mRNA. I was thinking maybe give you a bottom pick. Failed break so far through 69. I haven't taken this trade once, which is very, very frustrating. We were looking for, and my idea here, of course, at the open, I'll talk about this all the time, was if they buy it back, it's already made a move here off of the pre-market top. If they buy it back, I was looking for the fade trade. My target was 77. I wanted the rollover in this range. It rolled over shy of that. Yes, this is a trade I wanted to be all over. But if you have a target entry and it doesn't fit, you don't take it. As great as it looks, I would have been breaking my rules if I was just jumping into it at any point, guys. I didn't want to do that, so I didn't jump in mRNA, but it's trying to make a bottom and is failing to do so, especially with the market coming upside, guys. Just watch out. You do have a couple of names here, and one of them is Nikola. Relative strength is the theme we like to talk about here. Nikola definitely looking strong. Tesla about to break 1,500. If it does, watch to see if Nikola takes out the top, lagging that as well. If you missed out on the Tesla trade or you just don't want to trade a $1,500 name, you might be able to get a Nikola break at 43.65 as well. So file that one away. I'm watching Tesla, but Nikola could give you a similar look.
So we are back. We're testing the mic out. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We've had some mic issues when I've come back from another refill, but looks like we're good to go. So here we go, Hydration Nation. Just to give you guys a little shout out, where are we now? We're almost at, what is that level there? It's hard to see on the light there. Yeah, we're at about 9:30, so we got to get going here for Hydration Nation. So shout out to anybody doing this. If you don't see me do it during the show, crush this thing, we do it after the show, and I take it home, and then my kids make fun of me, and they say, hey, where'd you get that Trader TV sticker? And I say, on our website. And then I make the kids go and buy it. No, just joking. Okay, Uber to the downside now coming through. We'll wait to see on that one how high or low this wants to go, but we are cashing out of that. It's the only position we have on right now as we continue to look around. That's what I wanted to do before, XOM. Good oil number today. Brendan brought that to us. You're seeing oil up, and here's crude right now. I'll just blow it up for you a little bit. Up that 2.57%. Here's the oil number coming through. Doesn't do much on the number right here, but then a nice little bust to the upside as we go on crude. 42.70 right now, up that 2.5%. So let's check that out now on XOM here. They take a turn to the downside on that release. So we'll see here what it wants to do up to 103. This is a 3-minute chart right now. XOM sleepy time. If it does get above this VWAP, that's what I wanted to show you guys. 44.40 will go on XOM.
Yeah, and once again, Tesla turns around a $1,500. I was sort of ready to get that punch into the 1,500 break. We don't catch it. It's actually just turned around at 98.98, so we're $1 away from that as a new breakout price. I do want to get back to Uber, and I said I was going to look to hang on past this little break, and I'm going to stick with this plan. Next time I'll get more aggressive around VWAP. I was sort of waiting, see if we can catch something in the 80s, closer to my price right here is 77. That didn't happen, unfortunately. So we're still looking for a breakdown past 31.40. If that happens, great. We'll get like a 50 or 60 cent win. Otherwise, we're looking to see if we can defend 32, and that'll be around that VWAP trade. Here comes Uber again. Not Uber, check that. Here comes Tesla again at 1,500. There's the break. I actually saw a trigger in, and I got that shouldn't even happen. I got 14.99, 9998. So thank you to the dark pools for some of my fill to the upside. Look, I think you have to be willing to give it like a fail break pullback to like a 95 or so, and then see what we can do here. Of course, the story today and the catalyst to Uber, Tesla, of course, is going to be the 5-for-1 split, which does not take effect until the end of the month, guys.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the end of the month is that Tesla look there. So I see you there, Nikki 6. Yeah, sure, I just put it there. We can have a beer, sure. Anybody joining us here on the show and members and whatnot can come through. We're located in, get ready for this one. Oh no, I don't have my Canada thing up there, Neil. If you guys have it or someone has it, we're located in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So if we do have funny accents, apparently that's what we have. We say about, like, is about, is that not how you're supposed to say about? I just don't know. I think we speak okay here. I can't tell accents. I can definitely tell people from Boston, New York, things like that. But I don't know. Put in the chat if we do sound uniquely Canadian. Shout out to everybody in the chat that is Canadian. Okay, that's enough about that. We are located in Toronto, Ontario. Come through for a beer. Maybe not now, but maybe in a couple months when we're in stage 4. Oh, 33 cases. Look, this is another thing about Canada here, guys. 33 cases. How many? Who cares? 33 cases yesterday for Ontario, and we have over I think it's 10 million people or so in Ontario. So there you go. We're doing it well over here. Brendan with our guest of the day. Nope.
Not yet, but we want to get to...
I mean, we're getting close, guys. I mean, if we're ready, we might as well. But I mean, I can talk about this first. Cassava Science is here. Just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention, getting back to big-time levels here. $4 on the daily chart, a huge level for Sava, SAVA, up 34% after earnings. They reported this morning that earnings were better than expected, obviously, for Cassava Sciences, guys.
Yeah, ça va bien for anybody holding this one. That and no other phrases I know in French, despite being
How about au revoir?
Yeah, okay, I do know a few other ones.
Come on, Neil.
I joke because if you went to school in Canada, they force us to learn French. what's wrong with this country? No, I kid. But Sava, a strong move to the upside. Watch out for a 4 even, a potential break. It's always worth looking at that higher time frame. This is also breakout of the 50 period. Last time it made a move this high, 450 was the top end. If I got a 4 even break here, my ultimate target would be out in front of 450. That's just the way I would structure it when I go to that next level upside. But again, Brendan giving us a key one. Battle on in Tesla here at $14.99, $1,500 or so. So until it actually breaks 95s or breaks maybe up to like 1505, I don't think we're going to have too much to see on Tesla. I do want to get back over to one name. Try not to make too many trades in like 10, 20, 15 stocks, whatever it might be. But I got away from RKT today. It's been great breakdown trading for me, and this break, not necessarily of the pre-market low, but of 20 even is one that I simply have to have. When it's in there, I did not take this one. It was $1 win. It's starting to roll over again. I would maybe watch out to see if it can consolidate around VWAP, either be a breakout to the upside at like 2030 or give you something like a 1950 breakdown later on in the session. But I've already missed this trade, and it just set up perfectly. Rocket was great for us, multiple days in a row, and I got away from this one today, and I'm paying the price rather dearly, as I regret it just a bit here, guys. Oh, sorry.
I'm here. What's up? Yeah, Trader TV Live merch right there. My daughter just crushing it with the pictures. So we're actually doing a great job there. I just continue. I'm getting overwhelmed here with Twitter direct
First of all,
messages.
sorry, Ricky Davis, how is it possible Brendan doesn't have an accent? And Sean, that's not true. I think we sound very similar. Tesla just got up to like 1503. No move there. I thought I was going to get out there. I just ran away from my order on Tesla, but are we ready for a guest trader of the day here? I just missed the $3 win on Tesla.
Our IT team has basically lost their mind, but we're having a lot of fun here. I did want to say thank you to everybody on the chat now. You all like that little talk about the abouts and whatnot and what we're doing. That's what I'm doing, guys and girls, just talking different things other than trading, adding some personality to the show. I hope you like that. AZN, we did talk about this, and I don't know if you guys are bringing it up because this was one of my long-term picks for everybody a little while ago, and it was down here 52.53. So we'll wait to see on that one as it's now making some moves back up. If you're talking about that, you're welcome. I'm obviously a shareholder in AstraZeneca. What's up, Bren?
We'll let the graphics tell the story. Yeah, it is guest trader of the daytime, guys. So happy to have yet another exciting guest trader for you today, sponsored by Lewis Daniels Watches. Everyone coming on in the month of July and August getting a Lewis Daniels watch, including John Bianchi coming on today, our guest trader of the day. So happy to have John with us today. John obviously going to get a Lewis Daniels watch, as I mentioned. It's been a very exciting session so far, John. Individual names, kind of where you had to be today. Overall, the market not really doing a heck of a lot, although we are trying at this point. But what was it that you were looking at this morning?
First off, good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot for having me on the show. Man, you guys got energy. That is amazing. Neil, I ate all the chocolate almonds. I want to apologize. Sean, how's your fruit today?
There it is. There it is. Yeah.
We'll do it early for you there, John.
Yeah, he's gonna get it ready. Fruit salad time already. John, it's all about the coffee, but yeah, Sean loving fruit salad as well. Let's get you back to the guys.
Okay, yeah, the fruit salad's right here, John, and today it's actually a little bit of melon, I guess, honeydew melon or whatever you want to call it, some cantaloupe in there. Oh, today's fruit salad brought to you by Peaches. Peaches, get them while they're fresh right now and in season. One of the best spots to get your peaches, Niagara on the Lake. Make a trip to Niagara. This is not sponsored up by the Niagara Board of Tourism at all. But John, what is your favorite fruit, my friend?
My favorite fruit?
Sure, why not?
All of them. I like watermelon, blueberries, cantaloupe, honeydew melon, apples, oranges, bananas.
Literally all of them.
Open.
What's your opinion on strawberries?
Absolutely, and I'm out in that Niagara way. So we get a lot of the Niagara fruit belt out here. So.
Good. I'm just playing around with you. All the fruits. We love the fruits as well here today. But once again, thanks for coming on the show. We have a fantastic, fun time right now. Why don't we talk a little bit about the history of your trading? How long have you been trading? And what kind of a trader are you on a daily note? Do you make multiple trades a day, swing trader, whatnot? Let's start with the history of you and trading.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, we got hit with this coronavirus, which was pretty sad for everybody. Thankfully, I honestly feel that they've done a very, very good job in controlling, the different releases of things of people interacting with one another. I just started researching trading. A friend of mine had mentioned to me about, day trading and getting into the different platforms that are available in Canada. So I started to slowly research it. And then actually while doing some research online, I came across Traders Live. And all it took was, and I'm not trying to toot your horn or anything, but I am.
You can.
I watched
That's
one
okay.
episode of the show and the energy, and it got me quite intrigued. So very inexperienced at it. Watched the show pretty much every single day. And I've been doing a lot of swing trading, but what I've noticed, let's say for this week alone, a lot of skepticism. I've been watching a lot of the COVID stocks. I've been following a lot of that, like stuff like Boxel, for instance, today. I played that probably a month ago, and the U.S., there's Boxel, and I think the other one is Fun, P-H-U-N.
Yep.
These educational stocks, they're not opening up in the States. I've got quite a few of my relatives, more actually in the States than I do in Canada. And they're all telling me the education system in the US is not opening up down there. Everything's gonna be online. So like this Boxel sitting at 240, in my opinion, we're gonna see this go back up to 275, even $3 as it gets closer. So I've been playing a lot of stuff like that. DSS, there was another one about DSS, and I don't know why this hasn't gone, because they just had their merger, I believe it was yesterday, was announced. I was watching that since it was at like 3.25, didn't jump in, should I, shouldn't I? It bounced up to $8. Still thinking about it because there's talk of $15, $20.
Okay.
It's just, as a new trader, you've got to do your DD, your due diligence and research. Can't just jump on everything. Exit strategy, I think, is very important. The other thing I've learned is to have a little bit of cash on hand in your account. So if you do get stuck in a trade and you've got to buy down and average up, average down, you know what I mean? Like, you can at least do that. When I first started out, I got caught where, oh no, this stock really tanked.
Right.
And I didn't have any money in the trading account in order to buy down and average. And again, lesson learned, and you don't want it to be an expensive lesson.
Yeah, I also want to jump in here, and good points there, as always. Of course, you're going to get a Lewis Daniels watch from our sponsor. We are running that program still, so enjoy that. But you talk about averaging down. I always say, as long as it's part of your risk plan, that's got to be a bit of it here. You mentioned Boxel, and this is interesting to me because I sort of stayed away from shorting it after it's held this like 235 bottom. I think, as a day trader, it's going to be an opportunity, maybe if it takes us out in the afternoon, just as a, sort of a sell opportunity, maybe take a bit of a scalp trade. But anytime I see a hard reversal pre-market where it stalls out, it makes a nice little base like this, that's a sign of somewhat strength, I would like to say. So that breakout trade that we talk about at like 1:30 in the afternoon is definitely in play in Boxel through like 255. VWAP type of trade here, guys. I do have to get back to the market for a quick second here because Tesla, that 1500 break, I did take it. I did get $3 on the first half. I did hold the second half here, and I'm gonna get stopped. Out on Tesla on the second half. It comes back in rather heavily. I did actually move my stop up, so it broke $5 higher. I trailed my stop up $5. So I'm gonna be up on Tesla ultimately, but just not holding through. That's for a 1500 break. I was expecting a little bit more. It ran into some serious resistance. It's possible that it's shaken me out, but at 11:15 at this time of day, I'm not going to give it all the way back necessarily. Mistake, possibly, but we did lock in at least some profit. I would still look, see if it holds this consolidation range here. There might be a secondary push on Tesla. And I sort of talk about this because time of day is a big thing for us as day traders. So I'm just sort of curious to you, for a swing trader or whatever time frame you might be looking at, do you favor particular times of days for entries and exits, or are you sort of ambiguous to all of that and play only price action and what you're looking for in individual names?
Well, I get excited. The problem we have as Canadians, I find, is that we don't have the flexibility that these guys in the States have, our U.S. friends there. they get to start trading at 4 a.m. You know, like my platform, I can do on one, I can start at 7:30. On the other, I got to wait till market opens at 9:30. And I find that a disadvantage. I like to get into it right away, but sometimes you got to really be careful and not jump in first thing, because you'll get a lot of the new traders, and I mean really new, that they'll do that big sell-off in the morning, and if you're running a swing, it'll drop. I've been having some success with sympathy plays, like for instance Tesla. There's two stocks, and I think you guys have gone through them before. One is PLM and one is Pola. They're EV battery companies, and I've done really, really well with both of them. So I continually watch how Tesla does, and when we have a strong upswing, I'll switch over and work those two sympathy plays.
Yeah, something we talk about a lot, actually, sympathy plays there. I think certainly something most people should add to their repertoire, even if it's because you can lag a bit of a move there sometimes. I'm just going to sort of note here, and it's not necessarily that it's the same type of play, because you're talking about Tesla and a battery maker, but worth watching NIO here as we get back to the market, putting in successive higher lows, approaching 1320, which was the breakdown price in the pre-market. Let's see what does happen. If it tries to roll over here, I think it's at least a possible opportunity at a quick little short. But NIO coming heavily back, now 50 penny move plus from the bottom. So NIO showing some strength. Tesla breaking back above 1500. 07 is the high right now. Let's see how far it can go here. Of course, remember that catalyst. The split doesn't happen to end the month. Brendan, what do you got for us?
One we haven't actually mentioned yet today, guys. Lemonade reported earnings and also a forecast that came in below expectations, but popping back up on a volume scanner here to the upside. So held 60 or that 60 area on that last little pullback once again, starting to move higher here for Lemonade. Still down 3%, recent IPO in the insurance space. Guys.
By the way, guys, we still ride this Uber train. I guess it's not a train, is it? Where's my Uber button? There it is. Uber to the downside right now. We still are short. We did target mid-60s there. We got some out. We talked about that. We worked it all the way through this whole trade, and now 36 cents now in the money. So Uber, nice little move to the downside. We did talk about that. Brendan came with that news about California. It's old news. We knew that from yesterday, but a nice little move downside now on Uber. John, which part of Canada are you from? Or located right now?
I'm down the road from you. I'm down east of Hamilton.
East of Hamilton. So what?
Yeah.
What?
They used to call it Tony Creek when all us Italians first moved here.
I was just going to say Stony Creek, and then you mentioned it. So, okay, good luck. When we get back up and running, I'll invite you over to the floor. So send us a message. You know how to get a hold of us.
I would certainly love it.
And then you can come and see. Right now we have if you guys have a pan,
we can pan the floor.
We can do that. We have 3 or 4 or 5 traders on there right now. We hold about 20 to 25 traders all in front of us. So we do invite you, John, over through to the floor, as the guys will get that all set up right now. You did talk about it. It sounds like you do a lot of due diligence, like you mentioned. I'm going to give you a thumbs up for that one. If I can find it there, I'll just hit the fireworks. There you go. That's what we preach on the show. Understand what you're getting into and why you're getting into it, and therefore it will make holding the trade a little bit easier and make your targets a little more exact. On that note, is there anything today that you are looking at maybe moving forward? There's the floor right there. You can see a few traders there. Give a wave, Gus. Give a wave, Gus. Gus.
He's got the headphones
There he is. There he is. There's Gus. So Gus is also on the floor there. Everybody loves Gus. And I don't know if anybody can hear, so I'm not going to shut out anybody else. But that's the trading floor there. Is there a setup right now on any individual stock currently that you'd like Neil and I to look at, or something that maybe you're waiting for this afternoon? Or are you sort of comfortable right now?
It was interesting because a little while back, you guys hit on this one. I commend you guys. You guys hit on most of the stocks that come up, like an amazing job. And this one was Coty, C-O-T-Y.
Right.
And I really, really thought it was going to do well. And it had to do with the Kardashians and Kylie Jenner.
Yes, sir.
Never went anywhere. And again, I think if I could preach something to somebody that's just getting into this, especially the young guys, I commend those 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds you've had on the show. Outstanding. But the FOMO, fear of missing out, that's something you've got to grasp. The other thing I think is extremely important is not just jumping on a stock right away because you see the upline. waiting, doing the research, and as you mentioned, knowing why you want to get into it, diversifying, and having patience. You know, like I've done a couple swings and I'm like, my God, what did I get myself into here? And then the next morning, I'll hold it overnight, and the next morning, it'll shoot up, and I'll go, oh, I did pretty good. But patience is a virtue.
Yeah, I love that. And everything you're saying is what we love about sort of this channel. I mean, you're coming here with a lot of lessons that you've learned, and we try to impart it to everybody. And this is one of the reasons why we get something out of this. Obviously, we enjoy trading. You can see the passion that we have for it, bringing it to you every single day. But building this community has been a lot of fun for us. Like, we see the learning and the growth that everyone's done here. And if I could just say sort of one thing, if you want to make us all happy, literally just share it with a friend. You know, it might be somebody that's interested in trading, they want to start out, or maybe they're already trading heavily, and just bring them into the channel, bring them into the community. The bigger it grows, the more experience we get, the more advice and the more opinions that we can all learn from, guys. So definitely share this with any friends or anybody that you think might enjoy it. I think they will not be disappointed. Would you agree there, John?
Absolutely, 100%. I belong to a couple trading discords, and there's a 22-year-old young man. I think he was at the University of North Carolina. And he's basically paid for 3 years of his education already by trading. 22 years old, outstanding.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, I mean, we're up here in Canada. It's a little expensive down south to go to school. More reasonable here in Canada, not to say that it's cheap. I'll leave it at that. Brandon's got some news for us.
Well, direct, guys. SDC, 5.5% today. Just had a big volume spike here through day highs. They're teaming up with, I just want to double check the name here, Smile Brands to market a news publishing. Oh, that's the actual source. I'm going to have to read into that a little bit, but teaming up with another company for another new product for SDC, up 5.5% today, just breaking through day highs. They also have earnings coming up. It's either aftermarket tonight or before the open tomorrow. Speaking of what is coming up a little bit later on this afternoon, guys, join us, won't you? At 1 p.m., we have our Wednesday education segment. Lots of great topics to talk about today. If you have never seen it, we sit down for about an hour every Wednesday afternoon at 1 p.m. and discuss a whole bunch of educational topics when it comes to trading. So join us right back here, same channel at 1 p.m. this afternoon, guys.
That's what it's all about there. You can see that stream there. We've talked a little about earnings here. So Smile Direct. Sometimes I'll avoid trading something pre-earnings. It looks like there was a bit of a missed opportunity because you see that volume spike and it gives you that sort of classic consolidation breakout trade. It's sort of worth noting. Let's sort of jump to see where Smile Direct is coming from. It's a clean trend bouncing off the 50 period all the way up here. If I can even zoom out a little bit further, you can see how long that's been going on. 750 was this support level. But it is, of course, you know, this is earnings time, guys. It's rounding out. 950 is a significant price. Of course, options eligible, well, all that kind of nonsense. But you're going to watch a breakthrough there. Penn is coming back in, and I'm going to make one statement about my entry into Penn here. I waited for the 950 break. It's worth noting this was like sort of 50-50 break. This was a 50-44 double top. So if I enter on 44 when it breaks, you're already catching the scalp that I would have looked for, and it starts to pull back in. I'm going to see if we can test this consolidation in front of 50 even. I'm not going to let it go past 50 here. I would enter one time if we consolidate in front of 50 and look for an afternoon type of break. But you got to stick to your guns and have a little bit of discipline with these breakout trades at this time of day. You don't want to get shaken out, but you also don't want to just start averaging in wildly. So I need to see it bounce a little bit in front of this 50 area consolidation before I get digging too deep. I'm with you on Uber, Sean, but I'm going to get out if it cracks that 31.25 area. I got an order down to 27.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even realize you were in Uber. Okay, that's a good one for sure. Yeah, our Uber trade as well, big one. So we're waiting to see where it goes. And yeah, new lows right now on the day for Uber. And again, just news-based. I think that's it. Well, look, we had a little bit of a talk here earlier with our traders and John, and we talked about in the chat room here a few different things. I'll get to my point after we go to Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that story, guys. Smile Brands is a dentistry chain. So they have actual brick and mortar dentistry chains, a whole bunch of them right across 18 states in the U.S. So going to be able to get the Smile Direct products when you go to the actual dentist chair. So that's the story there, guys.
Okay, yeah. I mean, dentists, I don't know how much they like Smile Direct. I think it's going to take orthodontists out of business. Obviously not out of business, but it's definitely a good little product there. STFU, I see you there. I think you are, actually, I got to give a shout out to STFFU here, FFS, yeah, whatever it is. One of our very first members, I think it is, you are our very first member on the show, so thanks for that, STFU, FFS. But we'll find out what's for lunch today. Yesterday it was burgers. We are going to be eating and then coming right back live for you at 1 p.m. So as soon as I see these guys grab the food, I'll yell out to them and find out what it is for you. So everybody enjoying that. But John, have you ever been a member on any other platforms? If so, how was your experience? And I'm sure it was great, but we're trying to keep this one free here. And I definitely know that you appreciate that. In your opinion, what is the number one thing that traders should take from our show besides the educational videos? I love the Market Wisdom page. I think that does a lot for our members. But what's the one major thing that when you stumbled across us, you're like, whoa, this is different?
Well, I gotta say, guys, it not just in trading, but in anything in life, just the amount of experience that you guys bring forward. The show has so much energy, and if I could give what I felt is not so much just the energy, but the amount of feedback, the learning, the structure, taking time to sort of analyze and to listen to what you guys go through every day. It's very, it's repetitious. So, to get good at something, you have to repeat things, muscle memory. And
right.
It's the same thing here. So if one thing that I find that the show brings is the amount of experience you guys, forward on to us.
Okay, great.
That's what we try to do. A couple of breaks here I want to get to. NVAX, just watch out. 126 here in VWAP is trying to break back the upside. We talked about this before. I just got triggered in. So there you go. We got the 126 break. I got slipped to 25. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. It's a 50-cent spread on the stock at times. Also, your box L there, John. I want to note that one's starting to come up. So you opened the show, sort of talking about this name. I'm looking at 255 for a break, and I think you can easily take that break and give it back to that 235 where I would at least consider a short trade. And then maybe we get that 255 in the, like 20, 30 cent scalp at lunchtime. Watch out for the high end break. Because I would take it long at 290 again in the afternoon, I think it'll always be a quick in and out. If I can catch it here at 55, that's just a day trading idea. I know for people with a longer time frame, you're likely to want to at least consider holding that through the high of the day if it makes something a move in the afternoon. But here comes box L back to the upside. This little bottom you had to be patient with. I didn't bottom pick and try to go long in front of it. I find I've run into trouble doing that the last couple of sessions, so I stayed away from that move. Buying the tops has worked out. There goes Penn. I'll get some out in front of that 50-80 area. Finally starting to get that move. But NVAX and Penn, both new long positions for me. Looking for box L. Thank you for bringing that one to us as well. I know we were watching it before, but pointing out some strengths and fundamental reasons why there, John.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to CMC Braggart. Thank you so much. I hope you're able to make some money today with us. And thank you again for the super chat. We keep talking about this show being for free. And what we really want you guys to do, and John, you could do this as well if you've done it, if you have not done it yet, is just please share it with somebody. We just want it to go to somebody else. So maybe someone that's never watched the show. You talk about trading. I know for myself, I'm obsessed with trading, obviously. So I talk about this all the time. I love you, my wife, but I think she's pretty much done with me. Well, not done with me. It's been 12 years, but that we talk too much sometimes about trading. So that's a passion of mine. I tell all our friends, if you can, guys, please share it. That's how we're going to grow the community. We're not going to charge anything for the show. We just want to have more viewers on board. So if you can, hit that share button. I didn't even know it existed on YouTube. Are you part of any trading groups at all, John? If you are, please share it. And have you done that? Some people are part of like WhatsApp trading groups, or all their friends are like, and I know this is true for me again as well, part of things, and then where you sort of share trading ideas. Are you involved with anything like that?
Absolutely. I'm involved, like I said, in some Discords.
Right.
And I always promote the traders live. And what I also do in return, when there's a hit of a hot stock, I'll also put it in the chat.
Good.
And I'll put alert. And I mean, again, it's IMO in my opinion. Doesn't mean you go by what I'm saying. Do your research.
Right.
Don't jump all over it. But, I mean, that's how I got into box L. It was through one of the Discords. And like I said, these online education groups are very, very strong and are going to be strong in the upcoming weeks because of the U.S., the way they're going. One stock that maybe you guys, I think it was Brendan that had asked me that I was looking at, and I don't know if you gentlemen are familiar with it, is XSPA. And it's a spa, and I think the first airport was JFK.
It was.
And what they've done is they've turned this spa into a testing center. And there's a little bit of research right now going on that they're actually starting to build these spas at other airports.
Right.
So meaning right now they're just testing airline pilots and stewardesses and stewards, but apparently, and this stock is, I've been on this stock for quite a while, probably for 2 months now. I've been holding it, and I was looking into a little bit of research yesterday, and it is one that, it makes sense. With the amount of travelers that we have, and if they're gonna open up one of these kiosks at every airport in North America, it'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, Express, we do like,
Yeah,
I'll
we
call
know
it up
that.
a little bit here, XS. Well, actually, we have Brendan, and I'll call it up.
I just wanted to mention this one. I was actually reading an interesting note on XSPA the other day. They're actually working on a portable version of that testing facility as well. So something that could even go onto a plane, per se, before somebody gets off of the plane. But I mentioned this one earlier, PACB, breaking back to the downside, got back up to this high where we were earlier this morning, looking like it might want to fail some sell volume. If you're still watching, anyone still watching this, PACB looking a little weak, guys.
I want to come back quickly to BoxL there, as you can see, our sponsor. Of course, you can enjoy one of these puppies. I'm not going to blind you guys putting it in front of the screen, but BoxL breaks at 255. It's through VWAP now. I've entered the trade. I think it's going to give you time of day is potentially going to give you the opportunity to get a consolidation where you could add to the position and start scalping it for 5-10 cents, which is likely going to be the way that I approach it here, just because of our direct market access. There's a lot of sort of liquidity. You have to go down a little further to see it down here in the low 50s, but also watch out for this. Have to chew through these 60 orders. That's why I like taking 5 cents here or there. NVAX, slow movement to the upside there. I had a chance to take about $1 winner there, but I'm going to take out half flat at this time of day. The downside risk on NVAX is actually, rather large. Just 2 days in a row, it's put like $3 moves in. And at lunchtime, I was sort of like asking myself, did I want that much exposure on a breakout trade to the upside where I think maybe $3 or $4 is good. So I'll take half off so I can actually hold the trade to see if we can get a nice little win here. Penn has pulled back as well. I'm going to look to see if we can get that little breakout through to 51 that I was trying to catch in Penn. Worth noting, DraftKings relatively weak so far today. So Penn Gaming strong, DraftKings weak. But watch out, if you're looking at BoxL, the break looks like it's trying to be on a little bit early today. Sometimes you see it at 1:30. We're catching it here just before the end of the show. John, just to ask you a little bit here, I know we talk about discipline all the time. You mentioned FOMO, which I think is an important one. The other thing that I always like to ask people, or we talk about often, is, what's your approach to either, say a couple losing trades in a row, maybe it's a couple of losing days in a row as a swing trader, a couple losing trades over the course of a couple of weeks. Is there any particular whether it's a mantra you might have, or a process that you go through, or an approach to bouncing back from those losers that works for you, that you want to share with everybody?
I mean, those are the days, and the COVID stocks, that Russian intel came out yesterday, and with regards to the vaccine, and it's a stage 3. It's not something that, hey, we're going to have it right away. And I found that in some of the plays that I was involved in, the new guys just started selling off, saying, oh, it's over. It's not. And again, you got to have patience, and you got to know, that old song by Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold them, when to walk away. Sometimes you just got to walk away, get a breath of fresh air. I find if I'm seeing a lot of red, it's going to get discouraging. You're going to want to hit that sell button, maybe take a small loss. But again, if you've done your due diligence and your research, I think most of the time you're going to be bang on. Yeah, there's going to be that time where it just makes no sense whatsoever. Why? There was a merger, there was a positive earnings report, and there's so much out there, as far as U.S. stocks, going all these different websites for, the SEC filings and so forth. You can get the information, it's out there. So it's just making an educated decision, but definitely walking away, getting a breath of fresh air if you're seeing too much red and getting frustrated.
Yeah, I think that's certainly a thing, and you have to you stick to your guns. And as you mentioned, there's no shortage of opportunities in this market. So getting hung up on a couple of bad trades and thinking, oh, I'm going to miss something if I don't stick around. Nah, you can take a breath. You can take a minute. You can regroup. There's going to be something else that comes up. If you're a swing trader, it's going to be tomorrow or the next couple of days. If you're a day trader, literally every few seconds. I mean, how often do you see Brendan coming in with fresh news? There's all kinds of things that we can be watching here. One of which, I haven't made a single trade on Sorrento. It was a great short yesterday. Frustrating to have missed it today, certainly, but it's trying to bounce back. I was looking much earlier at this level at 1250. I had kind of written this one off. Looks like it might be back into play here, coming up towards that level. One break up that we did have, and I'll get to NBAX in a second. I took half off flat. I just got stopped out of the rest, so that break doesn't look like it's going to work for me. That's a losing stock. I knew it would happen. Thought maybe it was going to be Codex today, but that actually ended up working out for us. Box L. Making another push here into those 60s, that chop that we needed to get through. And now that it's sort of every, the first 5 cents are on or so, I'm going to start taking it out because I want to be able to rinse and repeat. If it bounces back down to 50 even, I want to be able to add some shares. I want to be able to take them off on the way up to 70. I will be all flat. If it ever gets to 290, I'm not going to still be long. It's just a style of trade that I do particularly. We're day traders. We have direct market access. We can get in and out, get paid to trade even. But if it breaks 290, that's a second move in and of itself, and I'll get that break if it happens. I like the bullish play. As long as we're above 235 on the day trade, I'm likely to be longing it. However, if it fails and rolls over at 290, I might try a little bit of a scalp short back into view up. That's a setup that I like. And again, that type of a trade has nothing to do necessarily with fundamentals. It's just more of a setup type play as a day trader. Always important to separate those two. John, do you ever have that sort of come into play where you have to kick yourself or remind yourself that, hey, this is a swing trade, this is not an investment, this is a day trade, this is not a swing trade? Do you find yourself in that spot?
Absolutely, and this is a prime example. I had sold this a couple weeks back and, up early this morning doing a little bit of research on it because it had come up that it was supposed to run today. And I thought, okay, I'm going to jump in this. Well, I had a few others that I was watching closely and I missed out on the onset. I got in at 254 this morning and then all of a sudden it tanked. Okay, so if you're a newbie, you're probably going to go, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I'm going to lose all my money. Well, again, having a little bit of patience. And like you said, usually that 1 o'clock, 1:30 span. Today it's definitely early. But if I had it sold at 238 or 235, whatever it dropped to, you're taking a loss. You've got to have some patience and some confidence and just pay attention pretty much. You know what I mean? Like look where it's at now. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think we may see that 268 to 270 range, at the end of the day on this.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. And, I just took this trade off here. I don't want to get back to trading. We only have about 20 minutes to go. And Uber has been a fantastic one. A big shout out to Brendan. Another reason why you guys want to be part of the community. And if you want to share it with your friends, it's also, look, we're kind of a pseudo news service for you guys. And we get that news on Uber. It gives you an entry point. Even if you missed it 1 minute later, a couple of minutes later, it gives you a secondary entry point. Bill, Sean, and I looked at 32 as an out. This was sort of the top right before the news hit. It just finally rolled over through the pre-market bottom. I said I'd get out in front of 31.25. I did at 27. So for me, the last 20% will be a 50-cent winner. It might have more room to go. It actually just turned negative on the session. And look, this is a daily chart on Uber, sort of rolling over here. If we break down below 30, things could get actually pretty ugly for Uber in the short term. So I would watch out for that if you're hanging on to that stock. But a nice little win here, Sean. I'm sure you've still got it on if position board is correct here, which I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, 64 cents in the money now on Uber. But we'll wait to see how far this wants to go. We'll wait. We're very, very light in it. That trade is over with for me now, so we're not even really focusing on it. But we do have it on. Okay, I mean, there's nothing to worry about, right? And I do like what you talked about there, John, about that box sell and having patience. I'm sure you had an out. I mean, all traders have an out at some point. You got to watch out for that. Look at AMD. We talked about this stock earlier, and we didn't trade it. So there you go. There's lots of missed opportunities opportunities today. I'm actually thinking that could be a segment on our show, missed opportunities, but this is another one here, $79. A great little pre-market break of that level. It's actually not even the pre-market. It's right at 930, believe it or not. It does break that level all the way down, though, and then comes back up. So you had to wait for it. The market was a little weak off open. Let's have a quick look. When we started opening up, market does pull back down, but shoots up. And what happened was NASDAQ was getting crushed and then reversed. So there you go, AMD for the win again. I think I'm going to rotate out of AMD and into Intel. Just look at AMD's daily chart here. And this is what, again, I don't want to have FOMO. I'm already long right here at $50 in this little range. You talked about a couple months back, John. That's what I was doing here with AMD. We did pick this up on these bottoms. We watched it go all the way to 85 back today a little bit, so you don't want to get slaughtered. I always advise take a little bit off. Like, John, when your box sell goes to that level of 68 or 70 today, like you were mentioning, $2.68, is that a spot where you will get out of all of your shares? Or is that something where maybe you'll take out half or 3/4, be a little disciplined there, and then hold the rest in case you get that bump tomorrow or the next day? Or is this a trade where you open it, close it when it's hit your target, wash your hands and walk away? What do you do with a box sell today?
Today, just because of the volatility on those actual stocks, I'll probably close it out if I can get up to the 268, 269.
Okay.
Otherwise, I do it the other way where I would break it up, I diversify it and get out at different patterns. You know, I mean, I think the important thing that people got to remember is always take a profit, right? There's nothing wrong with, oh, I could have made so much more. Well, you could have made so much less. So I think it's so important that as you're going up, take a profit. You know, it's very, very key. Because if you don't, you're going to end up with nothing.
I like that. You could have made a lot. You could have made a lot less or lost a lot more. Yeah, no, I mean, that's exactly it. We have a little saying here, don't let your winners turn to losers. And I mean, that's not our saying, but that's exactly what you're talking about. So we definitely understand it, appreciate that. Brendan, something about DraftKings here? Yeah, I saw that Big 12 conference directors agree to go on with fall sports. Okay, DKNG then it is, and this might be a long-term play here that you're talking about, John. DraftKings getting some more tailwinds today with the possibly introducing back now some college sports. So we'll see. It doesn't seem to want to move too much unless that news is a bit late. But even here, that's not a big move. But DraftKings up 3% today. A lot of these are recent IPOs or reverses like the SPACs and whatnot that we talk about. So DraftKings here, when we look at a daily chart, it hasn't been around too much. You can get it at 18 down there. You're laughing. It has gone as high as 44. Let's wait to see on their next earnings report what to do. I'm long DraftKings in this area right now, so good news for us, but it needs to get above this 50 period, which is just brand new now. Just had its 50th anniversary on a daily chart, so here we go, 35.60. It needs to get going there. But DraftKings, Neil, I like it. Are you still in Penn? Or
I'm still in Penn, and you see that news, and like I'm long here still and flat. So it feels like it's a little bit baked in. I mean, you did have, I think it was the Big Ten, and I forget which other big conference actually had said they're not going to play. So the Power Five. Look what the SEC does is what matters if you're a big college sports fan. If they bow out, that's going to be catastrophic, I think. But I still think there's going to be gambling either way. I want to jump back to something that we've been talking about, like FOMO, discipline, all those types of ideas, and I go back to this Tesla trade because, you know, there was a point when we were trying to break above this 1507 mark and towards 1510 on the Tesla breakout, where I was sort of saying to you guys, man, this Tesla is getting sleepy. I threw the Z's in the chat. It was like, this is a pretty weak breakout. So I did have a break even on the second half of that trade. We just took it out. I moved my stop upside. And again, like the trend is still good, but for the style of trade I was looking to do, like it was never that I was trying to take a $25 move on Tesla. That wasn't necessarily the target. I was saying to you guys, I'm looking for like $5 to $10 type of a play. Well, I can't be losing 20 on the way back in. So I can't actually try to hold it in case it comes all the way back to VWAP. That's never going to be in the cards. I still think there's going to be another opportunity possibly in Tesla, but you know, if it, and the battle's right here again at 1500. But if it fails to make a new high, there might be a bit of a retracement into VWAP here. That's what I was looking to avoid. That's why I covered it for the second half flat. You know, similar thing with NVAX. I'm not going to throw away profits from the morning at this time of day. I find that usually that is one of the worst mistakes that you can make as a trader if most of your volume is in that morning, which I know it is for a lot of you there. Thank you to Prudent. Prudent 1. I love these little names you guys are coming up with. New member there that we got. Sean, Mr. Willie Man's telling the softy's going up. I haven't looked at it today, but the market's holding the highs. Is softy want to make a run here?
Yeah, so I mean, the market, the NASDAQ is back today with a vengeance. I did want to do what I said I would do to members, and I missed it just running around here a little bit. Thank you to Mr. PS391. So, Mr. P, thank you so much for that. Maybe Mr. T there. Oh, a little koala. I like that. It's so cute. Okay, Jan here. Thank you so much, Yan or Jan. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And we just had one right now. Oh, he's right up here still. Thank you so much. Oh, you mentioned him. Prudent one there. Thank you so much for that one. Let's go, Marlon. Apple is cooking. Let's go over and have a look to see what Apple is exactly cooking. Up to 449. Yeah, nice little move from yesterday. Up 3%. So that's probably like $200 billion in market cap today for the upside as Softy takes off and just gets going. We do have coming up, I do want to keep talking about this because it's very important, coming up at 1 p.m. I'll try it again. I don't know if it's going to work for me. Hey, it does work. There it is. Topics today, trading IPOs, very important. Rocket Mortgage. I'll get to you on that in a minute, John. Think about if you have opinions on IPOs. Going to ask you. 73 cents now in the money on Uber. Big trade there. Anyways, we can go over the board. You guys can read it right there. Big show coming up at 1 p.m. I saw what lunch was. And look, I like it, but
it's
we
grilled
get
chicken.
salmon too much.
It is salmon.
It's salmon fillets again. I like salmon. Everybody likes salmon. John, I'm sure you like salmon. I shouldn't say that not everybody likes salmon, but we get it a lot here with chicken breast as well. So salmon today. But any experience trading IPOs, any advice before we do our show? Maybe I can incorporate some advice that you have here, John, in our show. But we love trading IPOs, especially day one, and especially when they get released. You look for that size. You look for that big buyer or that big seller, and you sort of follow them. Have you ever had experience trading IPOs day one, or do you more hop in like we saw Lemonade today or yesterday with earnings? What do you opinion on IPOs, John?
I haven't done a lot of it, but yeah, I'll hop in. Again, this is something where somebody new has got it. You've got to know what you're doing.
Right.
You can't just go in blindly, and make the right decision. Don't hesitate, but at the same time, don't procrastinate. And I think, like I said, the due diligence of having guys with experience like you guys got, it just rubs off at the end. Like, it's like anything, you know, experience is you can't put a price on it.
Yeah,
Right.
and speaking of experience, one thing you said that I absolutely love, I'm going to start saying this a little more often, you cannot go broke taking profits. And you said it, sometimes a win isn't as big as you expect, but if you don't take it, it's a little bit ridiculous. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of that here on Penn because I'm seeing what was a slow break on Tesla was a slow break on Penn. It holds 50. But never gives me the confidence to get more shares in, partly because you had that announcement. Maybe it's a little bit old news, but shot DraftKings to the upside, almost a Donkey Kong like Sean does, but it's not a bad thing. But not making any kind of a move, a secondary push on Penn, so I don't add to the position there. It goes back up to this 50-80, and I'm like, look, it's lunchtime. I'm just going to take the 25 cents on half, and I'm going to hold the second half. Maybe I get the push through 51. But at this time of day, I'm sitting there watching the profits a couple of times and not taking anything. I'm going to do it this third time through. If it can still hold, fantastic. Otherwise, we've lightened the load a little bit. And it's a similar thing with Box L. If it gets back into those mid-60s, maybe we'll get more aggressive than I was the first time taking it off. I still like the scalp. I still like it possibly for a bounce play off of 235 as well. I think that can give you a nice juice there. Penn's up 9% already. If it breaks 51, fantastic. The story, it seems like today, to the upside, not seems like, it is. It's going to be the NASDAQ moving up. It's this tech sort of bouncing back here. You said Tesla with a hard bottom reversal, Microsoft up at the top, maybe running out of steam, some of these other names. Brennan, what do you got?
One possibly for the afternoon, guys. We had XPEL on the NASDAQ up 27%. Recent highs here. This is not all-time high territory or 52-week high territory. It's come off a long way since March or before March through the pandemic. But as an automotive parts supplier, so back to the upside today on earnings. So we're sitting here at 26. 26 is an interesting level on the daily chart. Some monster dark prints keep going off here. You can see all these volume spikes. But watch 26 here on XPEL, guys.
Okay, Marlon, I see you. We need 75 likes for 1K. What am I supposed to do about it? I can only hit the like button once, but you guys can definitely hit that. Let's get 1K. Everyone likes to see the Valeria flossing or whatever the thing is that she does there on the 1K. So let's hit that before we go. Only 3 minutes to go at this point. I did want to say, just like we've been saying all day long, hit that like, hit that subscribe. More importantly for us, and we've looked at it, we'd just like you to share it. We just want more members, more viewers to come through on the show. So hit that share button on YouTube. Share it like we talk about here with John, who does do that with his friends and in his trading group. And look, we're honest. I think that's the one thing that I think that we hold close to our hearts, and I know that a lot of you viewers out there appreciate, is just our honesty. Like right there, I'm out of Uber. I mean, this is a live trade. We're trading real capital. I'm inviting John to the floor right now. I invite any of you to the floor as well. We're trading real capital, real trades. These are actually be putting on. We're not only are we hosting a show, I'm trying to be a little funny sometimes here and there, but we are also putting on real trades, talking about them, giving you these educational videos as well. And it's a small membership. It's $5 to support us. We love our viewers. And like Neil mentioned before, and like you did as well, John, it's sharing names. And I did want to give a big shout out to you for putting some of those names in the chat, letting not only myself, Neil, and Brendan know about them as we're actively trading, but also letting our viewers know. We just don't yell out, oh, we made an option play. I just made 20 grand. You know, like, give me a break. These are real trades, real capital. And that's what we're doing. And we hope that you guys could definitely see, you know, the honesty and, you know, the realness of what we're doing here. So thank you for all the continued support out there. Please just share it if you can, guys.
Absolutely, guys. And I want to get one stock in here. We only have 5 minutes to go, and we also have some earnings to get through. And I want to give a shout out to you and give you a chance for some last words, John. But we did mention Sava up here. I was talking about a $4 break, potentially running into some resistance there. It did. Watch 340. This is similar to box sell, like that 235 area. These retracement areas can be good for some afternoon shorts when it shows a little bit of weakness. So, you know, watch for like a 340 breakdown. Maybe give it to VWAP. It's one of those, you know, it could go another 20, 30 cents. You risk 10. Back up, $4 break, maybe that's an afternoon trade, maybe that's tomorrow. But there it is, literally seconds ago, talking about the 1,000 likes. We got it. There was the breakdancing. I'll be happier if we get a break in pen at 51 even, which is only 10 cents away. So finally looking like it's a slow move up on that news. I don't know whether that's the catalyst. Pen's been strong either way.
And just a heads up, imagine if we asked for more likes. I asked right there, we get 100 like that in 2 minutes. So thank you so much for everybody. John, okay, we've done this before with some of our guests of the day. Up to you if you want to do it. We all see your dog in the background. If you did want to bring him or her on, there's a puppy watch right now going on. Oh, there it is. We just got, okay. I mean, a lot of people love the puppy. So here it is. Another, that's $15. I think they said, no, that's $5 here. So we're getting some requests to show the puppy. Completely up to you if they're misbehaved or not. You may or not want to show your dog on the show, but it's in the background there. So shout out if you just want to give the name, maybe in the breed. I have a cockapoo at home. Her name is Belle, and she's turning 1 year old next month. I'll see if I can find a picture of her, but I'm a big dog fan myself.
Yeah, ours is a Bell. I actually inherited. It's actually my son's dog, but he's away at the University of Western Ontario.
Oh, nice.
So we inherited the dog, the Belgian Malinois.
Oh, beautiful.
And, he's a pretty big dog, pretty loud dog, very protective. He's a bit of a guard dog. We don't want him to be a guard dog, but we've got no choice sometimes.
Okay, good. So we'll keep him out of there in case he goes too loud. But thanks for the shout out, and thank you so much again to all of our viewers for the super chats there. I'll find a picture of my dog soon to put up on the board. What up, Brendan? It's earnings time.
It is, guys. I have to. John's winning my heart here with Malinois, my favorite dog. Absolutely, it's a lot of dog though. It takes a lot of work and a lot of energy and a lot of training for Malinois. So well done. Having a Belgian Malinois, they're a lot of fun. Let's have a look at what is coming up, both aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow. As far as earnings goes, guys, we've been saying we're kind of getting to the end of this earnings season, but yeah, we talked about Uber there with the whole California tie-in. Lyft obviously going to be affected with that as well. Lyft on there, guys. Some more retailers, some more apparel makers as well. I see.
Yeah, and you also mentioned, we've talked about Smile Direct Club today in play, certainly going into aftermarket earnings. And one of the big ones there is going to be Cisco, of course. You're seeing a bit of a bounce in some of the tech names. I would also be at least mildly interested to see what Tapestry will do. Before I jump away here, I did get the break on Penn. They're at 51. I'm going to now trail my stop to 50.50. We'll move it up to about break even and see if we can't get a push, see if we can get a dollar winner here up to like a 51.50 move on Penn. It's a slow break, but it's finally on here at lunchtime. Market heading upbound. We got this one. There was somewhat positive news, which I don't know that it was new news talking about the Big 12 there, but either way, shooting Penn to the upside. We got the long. Hopefully, the second half is good as the first. I want to get your last sort of thoughts here, John. Obviously, we've had a lot of fun with you here. Any final thoughts for the entire trading community here before we go to Valeria for what I think is going to date all of us, the National Day?
I mean, I just think it's important for people to, like I tell the people in the Discord group, the amount of information that we get from experienced traders like yourself is invaluable. But you've got to make notes. Like Sava, for instance, I traded that stock about a month ago. Shame on me. Maybe if I had followed it a little closer, could have made myself a little bit more income today. So I do usually, I've got a binder. I keep my stocks. I keep track of them because there are some that there are going to be fluctuations, and you've got to be able to read that fluctuation and realize that, hey, this may come back into play. I mean, I'm noticing there's a trend. We'll have bio stocks one day. Today, Tesla's hot. So maybe that PLM battery EV stock is going to come into play. Things like that. So I think it's important to understand what's going to be the soup of the day and what's going to be the sympathy that goes along with it.
Yeah, there you go. Great final words there. Thank you for that. We need to see what a national date is today. I like it. We'll see what you guys think about it. Let's go to Valeria.
Hi, John. We're happy you joined us today. I wish you a great rest of the day and all the luck with your tradings. And trading family, thank you very much for 1K likes, for all of the support. We're just 200 away from reaching 70,000 of subscribers. So you're all welcome, and just know that all we do, we're doing for you. Guys, every Wednesday we are doing our live to tape educational class, and all of you invited. Open the link I'm sending on the chat in a new tab and join us today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for some good education. For now, go watch our next educational video, and happy National Vinyl Record Day! Yoo-hoo!
Yes.
Vinyl records, yeah, vinyl records, not really too popular right now, but one of the best ways to watch music. I could care less what day it is. Go to the screen right now. I got to say a big shout out. It's a happy birthday to the most beautiful girl in the world. Happy birthday, Gia. She turned 6 today. And so Daddy loves you so, so much. And we'll be going out for dinner tonight, and it should be a great time. And here we go. Here's Belle. So the cockapoo Belle here just resting on Gia's head. So these are my 2 sweethearts to go, and I just want to say, Daddy loves you, Gia. Keep smiling, and you are just so smart and so beautiful, and I love you, my little gymnast. So happy birthday to that.
There you go. Happy birthday, Gia. Certainly, I feel like we're getting old. I mean, kids grow up so fast, and that's one of those things we talk about. There's the look.
There's the puppy.
There's the dog. Thank you for getting it on there, John.
Thank you, John. Wrap it up, Neil.
Exactly, guys. And thank you so much for coming on here. It's been an absolute blast to have you. We enjoy all of our guests. I think you've done a fantastic job, especially. It is time for us to go down the line here. Valeria, got to give us that Bieber heart action. And of course, Sean, you're probably going to have better lunch than we have with the salmon. I hope you do at least with Gia there, so enjoy it with the family.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no. I mean, happy birthday, Gia. Keeps on going. Yeah, the show's important to me, but nowhere near as important, obviously, as the family. So what up? Love you. We'll see you soon.
And Brendan, of course, giving us a wealth of news today. Of course, Penn Gaming, Donkey Kong, DraftKings, and some of the other news.
See you back in an hour, guys.
That's what's that. We're back in an hour, of course, with one of our live tapings on our Market Wisdom channel. But for now, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow. Thanks, John.